going on, everybody? I need somebody in the room. I need to talk to my fellow subscribers. Welcome everybody back to boostinmotion, guys. And today I'm gonna do a Q&A session with whoever signs on. First, I want to say thank you to all my new subscribers to the channel. Thank you to all my new subscribers to the channel. If any of you guys want to contact me, you can contact me at boostinmotion on Instagram and boostinmotion on Facebook for any questions that you guys may have. Once again, I want to everybody, what's going on? Jensen Patel, what's up, Boost? What's going on? How are you? Guys? I'm doing this live session with you guys so you can ask me questions. Anything Infiniti related, anything Nissan related, anything with me related, anything for. First thing, shout out to any of my subscribers that's been following me for quite a while. Shout out to all the new subscribers that are to the channel. This is a Q50 Q60 REDSPORT channel, but this is mostly just a Nissan and Infiniti channel. But we are going to talk about other cars, other competition cars, and pretty much anything that is Nissan and Infiniti related. All right, guys. So if you are new to the channel, please hang in there. If you want to look to purchase a Q50 Q60 VQ VR in the future, definitely it's the channel you want to check out. But let's get into this video. What's going on, Babakar? I don't know how to pronounce your last name, and I'm not going to butcher it. But what's going on? If any of you guys have any questions, this is the time. I'm giving my time because you guys watch my videos, you subscribe to me. I want to be able to answer all your questions. And also, a lot of you guys ask me a lot of questions on IG. And I know I make videos for you guys, but some of y'all still send me questions, and I want to be able to give you guys an hour, hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours just to answer all your questions. What's going on, Alex? How are you today? Well, yeah, if y'all guys don't have any questions, I want to talk a little bit about some stuff that's going on in the Q50 Q60 community. What's going on, J-Dog? What's going on? If you have a IS350 or G50 Sport, Q50 Sport or G50 Sport, I don't know what G50 is. What's going on, Sergio? What's going on, Maga? All right, so, well, Q50, not Q50. Okay. If you're talking about the IS350 versus the Q50, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Don't get mad at me. The Lexus is a great car. I really like it. And you know what Lexus does that's so much better? They listen to the consumer. They give you red seats. They give you better infotainment. And their V6 is actually quite potent. But I never really liked the look of the IS because I always felt that it was too edgy. And also the cabin's even smaller than the Q50. But it also has better reliability and resale value. But both ways, if you're talking V6 versus V6, I'm not talking about twin turbo Q50 versus the IS350, because then I would rather get the VR30 versus the V6 IS350. But if you're talking the VQ versus the IS350's V6, I don't know, man. If you get a really nice loaded IS350, like a white one with the red seats, whew, those are really nice. But I can't choose because I'm a Nissan guy. But you can't go wrong. I honestly, you can't go wrong at all. All right, guys, what's going on? Nikita's. Hey, Boost. I have a 2015 Q50. My RPMs fluctuate while I'm stationary and idling. Is that typical? No, that's not typical. You have to get the car serviced. When was the last time you did your plugs? When was the last time you did your air filter? Sometimes the higher mileage, these throttle bodies get really dirty, so you got to get some carb cleaner and spray it on the actual flaps for the throttle body. There's just miscellaneous maintenance that you have to do. That sometimes there's even an auto relearn, but I don't even want you to go to the point of getting an auto relearn. Just do basic maintenance from plugs to air filter and change the oil and see if it changes from there. After that, do a throttle body cleaning, just easy. You go to Advanced Auto Parts or AutoZone and just spray it on the edge or around the throttle bodies, and it cleans it right up. Usually that helps a lot with the idle. All right. I'm thinking about getting a JB4 and saying F tuner shops. All right, J-Dog. I'm not this, even though I'm kind of a JB4 advocate, tunes are better. Let's just be honest. But the thing is, this is why JB4 and ECU Tech and UpRev and those other tuners are a bit different. When you have a JB4, everything is within your palms. You know what's going on. You can see what's going on, and you can learn. You'll be more familiar with your car. You do set it and forget it. The same thing with a tune. When you get a tune, you're actually not really involved in a tuning process unless you ask a bunch of questions. But otherwise than that, you have to do whatever the tuner says. And I mean, in that case, also you have to flash your ECU. At the end of the day, I'm always going to sit there and say a tuned ECU tech from a proper company, proper tuner shop, is going to give you better performance than a JB4. That's just hands down. But JB4 is doing its little job. I've been on JB4 since November of 2017. And what we're in May of 2019, haven't had any issues. All right. What do you think about the VR30's compatibility versus other twin turbo V6s? Do you think the VR is the new RB of its time? Remember, the VR is derived from the VR38, the GTR. I believe that this motor hasn't reached its pinnacle yet. Here's why I say this: they have given it such small turbos, so the amount of torque that it puts out is at the max, like under 4,000 RPM. What destroys motors is not really horsepower, but it's the amount of torque it puts out at higher RPM. The amount of torque falls on its face after like 4,000 RPM or 3,500. So you can have 500 pounds of torque at 3,500, but at 6,500, you have what, 200, 250? So that's not going to necessarily destroy the motor. The RB, you can't compare. The RB's dope, brother. The RB is dope. You can't, come on, it's a VR30. But I really do wish that, I don't think this is the RB of his day and age. I actually like the B58 out the BMWs way more. I think those motors are way more compatible of a lot of power. And I know that right now it's in the 440 Grand Coupes and some of the other BMWs, and then soon it's going to be in a new Supra. So that motor, I think, is more of the RB, pipeline. But that's just my opinion. All right. Hey, Boost, I got a question about wheels. Can I run 10.5 in the front? Yes, you can. But I'm always going to recommend it. Google the 10.5-inch wheel that you're looking and look and see if it was already on a Q50, 370Z, G37 with calipers, or any other sport car, a car with sport calipers. Just to make sure they're clear, because just because it's a 10.5 doesn't mean that the spokes can clear the caliper. Even my friend with a G37, he bought, I forgot, he might actually come in. I think he bought wheels from AXE or AXE, the 10.5 42 offset, right? And he has on his G37, but just use it as a comparison. I said, well, I know 10.5 could fit his front end because he's on coilovers. But once he went and got the wheels, the back spacing on the back, I don't have a wheel, but the back space on the back of the wheel, the spokes, let's just say this is the mount surface, right? And this was the spoke right here. So when he made it up to the wheels hub, the calipers were already hitting. So he had to get 20mm spacers just to push the wheel far enough so that the caliper could be like right here and not hit the spokes. So I would always recommend look up the wheel, research the wheel. If it's a common wheel, then see if it's on a car with spoke calipers, and then you're good to go. If not, I would always recommend going with a 10.5 with a low offset. I would say a high offset in the sense of like a 45, 50, 55 offset. Just in case if you need to use a space like a 10, 15mm spacer, that you can. What's going on? The guy that complained about the vibration. Okay, I'm gonna also finish it. The guy that ran the setup complained about vibration at high speed. Another reason why you can have vibration is because people forgot to put the hub rings in the wheel. Usually there's little hub rings, because our size hub bores are, I believe, 66.1 or 67.1, and some of these aftermarket wheels are like 72.6. So you have to have the hub rings and get the aluminum ones. Don't get the plastic ones. And they pretty much fill the gaps so the wheel will pretty much have the proper rolling distance and pretty much proper circumference. I would sit there and say that, or diameter. Just throw me off. What's going on? I brought into the dealership and they told me it's totally normal. No, the kid is not totally normal. It's not totally normal at all. If you're having idling issues, and I'm talking about to the point that it's stuttering and it wants to turn off, then yeah, they definitely have to take a look at it. Or if you have somebody else who works on cars, just have them take a look at the plugs for you. Like I keep saying, take a look at the plugs and clean the throttle bodies with throttle body cleaner or carb cleaner. Okay. All right. When we gonna get an AMS turbo upgrade? Well, I think they already talked about it. I believe they're going with pure turbos or something like that. But they already have their upper horsepower package. But no one's gonna buy their most expensive package. No one can afford it. But I believe they're gonna work with pure turbos, and they're gonna have upgraded hot side and cool side turbines. So you just gotta wait for them to get everything situated and see what the numbers are. But I believe you can go to pure turbos right now and see the upgrade. And I think they made a 574 to the wheels on 93 on like 17, 18 psi. That's freaking amazing on stock block, I believe. But no, I don't think it was on stock block. I apologize. Because I believe Pure Turbo was originally working with Viscotti. If any of you guys know who Viscotti is, I believe they were originally working with him, but I don't think it really fell through. So now I think they're working with AMS. But you know, that's what's working through the pipelines. That's what I've been told. All right, let's do. Oh, what's going on? New to speed car reviews. How are you? Okay, one shot. Our hubs are 66.1 millimeters. Okay, I apologize. I know I made the mistake. Also, what do you believe would be the loudest exhaust and downpipe setup for the 3.0T? I'm not an exhaust guy. Now, I get a lot of these DMs on Instagram asking me what is the best exhaust setup for the VQ and for the VR. And I'm just not an exhaust guy. Like, I don't really care to having a loud exhaust. I'm a little bit older, so I don't want a loud exhaust, but I'm always gonna sit there and recommend was it Gothos exhaust. It's expensive, but when I've always heard it, it just sounds so good. And it's just, and they have also the adjustable flats based on suction. I believe that you spend a pretty penny for that. But at more the cheaper end, you always got Nvidia. If you got an Infiniti, of course you got oh, those exhausts not that loud. I mean, at the end of the day, you could just choose to, don't get mad at me, cut your mid pipe and cut off your muffler and just go straight pipe. Because everybody loves straight pipe VQs. Like they, but in all honesty, for the VR30, I honestly won't be able to tell you because most of the downpipes are necessarily the same. They're just pipe. And depending on the inch diameter of the exhaust, it's really no difference. You know, the STILLEN doesn't sound too bad. NVIDIA doesn't sound too bad. The 3-inch was an MBRP. It sounds good, but I've been told that the drone is atrocious on it on the Q50 Q60 forum. So I'm just gonna take whatever everyone's opinion is saying that the MBRP is the loudest and sounds the best in the sense outside the car, but inside the car is too much drone and it's just freaking terrible. All right. It seems Infiniti and Nissan will bring new sports sedans, a new platform in 2021. What improvements would you like for this current gen chassis, engine, and transmission? Well, to be quite frank with you, Baba, personally, I believe from what I read, they're going more of an EV. I don't understand how they're gonna go full EV after 2020. Like that's not possible. I can't see this auto manufacturer just cutting gasoline like that. But if they're doing more of like, if they took some of the technology that they use in the hybrids, like for instance, the Q50 hybrid, right? I really like what they did there. It's just that I believe they didn't package it too well, right? They should have packaged it a lot better than that. Also, because of the new, well, I don't know if it's ever going to come out, the Q60 Black S or whatever, with the curve system and everything, regenerating braking or whatever. If they use some of that technology, not the curves, but like the technology having the Q50 hybrid, and they just start. I want to read this real quick, just make sure nothing else coming up. All right, cool. And they start using some of that the hybrid system with the VR30 and put in the Q50. I would just freaking love it. I would like, thank God, I get great gas mileage. It's also twin turbo. It's also all-wheel drive. That would be amazing. But you know what Infiniti's gonna do if they do that? They're gonna add that 7-speed transmission. They're gonna add it. Like they're gonna add that 7-speed transmission. I'm not saying it's a terrible transmission, but it's a terrible transmission. It's just as old as the VQ. Yes, the VQ is a great motor. It lasts very long, and it's a workhorse. But this transmission is also a workhorse too. They need to upgrade to a more, I believe, maybe an 8-speed or 9-speed transmission with better, shorter gear ratios, which would increase the amount of acceleration. Probably better internals for the transmission in the sense it can handle more torque and quicker shifts. We need quicker shifts. Now for the chassis, necessarily, I mean, I'm not too much of a chassis guy. I can't sit there and say they're going to try to take some of what the GTR is and put it in the Q50 and Q60. I don't think they would do so, but it would be nice if they did. But at all, we got to remember, guys, we are purchasing entry-level luxury, mid-luxury cars from Infiniti, pretty much a Nissan. So we can't get our apples and oranges and grapes. We're going to get apples sometimes, we're going to get grapes. You know what I'm saying? But that's my opinion. But after 2020, I don't believe they're going to go full EV. I just really hope that they don't get rid of the VR30. I wish they give it bigger turbos. I wish that when they do put it in, if they put this motor in a new Z, that they do give it bigger turbos. Like, give the new Z bigger turbos. I'm tired of seeing the Supra. I'm tired of seeing GT500. I'm tired of seeing all these new coupes coming out that are pretty much nice. But what about the Z? Please make the Z freaking dope. Please still give it a 6-speed transmission, 6-speed manual transmission. And you know what? Drop a new automatic transmission in the new Z that's dual clutch or 8-speed or 9-speed. That's my opinion. But, you know, I digress. Yeah, Gotho, GT spec catalyst downpipe. That is stupid loud. You're right, Jensen Patel. You're right. Do full downpipes produce less gains than lower downpipes? That's all up to the tuner. The thing is, when you have a VR30, this is for the VR30 guys. When you have full downpipes versus lower downpipes, it all depends on the tune, guys. You're not going off what's untuned. You're going off what's tuned and what they can actually perform. When you go full downpipes, it allows you to hit your boost targets a lot quicker because there's no back pressure, right? That's some of the gains from having full downpipes. But here's the thing. This is from what I read. I'm only going to share what is in the Q50 Q60 Tech Talk community because I'm only sharing. I'm only reciprocating what I've learned from other people who have taught me and have spoken about. When you rock full downpipes, there's a pressure difference within the exhaust. So now because there's no back pressure, necessarily there's a pull where the oil will actually come past some of the seals in the turbo, and this is why you have smoking conditions. This is why you have oil or starvation conditions. This is why you pretty much have when you go full downpipes, this is why it stinks and it smokes. It's just terrible. And there's really necessarily no extra gain in going with full downpipes versus lower downpipes. Also, I'm always going to say this on video for you guys. And I like saying this. It's against the law to remove your full downpipes. Like it's against the law to remove the catalytic converters. You're really not supposed to. Like a federal law, you're not supposed to remove it. But some states just don't care. They don't look. Like New York State, they don't look. But other states, I believe California looks. So you guys got to be careful when you do that. But at the end of the day, I would always still recommend lower downpipes because there's necessarily no increased gain rocking full downpipes for a tuner, especially when a tuner knows that he can be able to fluctuate and control the amount of boost and how aggressive the wastegates will be and pretty much just control the boost, honestly. So please, lower downpipes. The tuners say it, and I listen to them. AMS said it, I listen to them. And people who have lower downpipes versus full downpipes, they say, you know what, I'm going back to lowers. I believe them. Trust them, okay? All right, guys. Why are you so damn cheap? What's going on, Pixel? Why am I so cheap? Well, the reason why I am so cheap is I'm a regular 9-to-5 guy like you guys. You know, some of you guys are married. Some of you guys are in relationships. Your partners don't want you to buy car parts, whatever the case may be. So it's not easy for you guys to go out and just buy expensive parts, like buy wheels, buy colos, buy bags, buy $2,000, $3,000 exhaust. You know, not a lot of people can be able to afford that. So my channel is necessarily for the average guy who is a broke college student, who has his wife bothering him, who has kids that just want to buy cheap, affordable parts for under a certain amount of part that is reviewed and is actually has decent quality. So that's why my channel is a JB4 channel where you can spend $500 to $600 on a plug-and-play thing that you can plug in 5 minutes and unplug it in 2 minutes and still sell it for like a little bit of half the profit. This is why my channel has MEGEN downpipes, $150 downpipe versus, you know, I'm not against any other downpipe company out there, but there's a big difference in price from $150 to $400 for other competitor downpipes. So I'm only going to give the respect to those to those other companies because they sit there and they really hand build some of their downpipes. But at the end of the day, if I'm still getting a good quality out of the cheaper downpipes, why not? It's just like test pipes for the G37 and the 370Z. There's more expensive test pipes and there's less expensive test pipes. Like they still have necessarily the same quality. Why should I spend $600 on test pipes when I could just spend 150 or 200 on the Berks? You get what I'm trying to say? So that's why I'm cheap. I'm just trying to be the regular everyday Joe. All right, I'm gotta catch up with some of the questions. Yeah, I have hybridization Black S. I need someone to help choosing wheels. Well, the best way for you to help to choosing wheels, check out Nick. Check out Fitment Industries. They have a great YouTube channel, and they go check out their website. People are uploading their pictures of their Q50 Slam or Q50 on whatever set of wheels, and just, I hate to say it, copycat it. So check out Fitment Industries, okay? All right, would you say BC coilovers with sphere swing increase the handling on the Q50, or would lowering springs be the better option? That's up to you. I have coilovers. I was always a coilover guy, but I've purchased lowering springs when I was younger on my other cars, and I just never liked the feeling of daily driving on lower springs. I live in Brooklyn, New York, so potholes, rough road. I just never liked the feeling compared to stock. Stock was always mushy, but it was more comfortable. When I went and got coilovers for the first time, I realized that I can ride low and still have good ride comfort. And I always said, that's why I always said to myself, you know what? I would always rather pay a little bit more to be able to get something that gives me still good ride comfort and still gave me longevity. My beast like coilovers that I have on right now in my car, I had since my last Q50. I've already done probably almost 40,000 miles on my original set of BC coilovers. 40,000 miles. Lowered. I went to the track. I went upstate. I went to Canada. I went to Florida. I hit plenty of potholes, and they still do their job. But you know, I spent the extra money for longevity. Plus, when you guys get lowering springs, sometimes you forget that when you lower your car, you take the strut out of its threshold. It's pretty much, if the strut is like this tall, right? Let's say the strut is about like this tall, right? When you lower it, it only can move between here. But when it was at stock height, it can move this amount of area. But when you lower it, you only have this amount of room for the strut to actually move up and down. So you're taking it out of its zone of when it can have the max amount of deflection or rebound down. Okay, guys. So I would always recommend, if you're gonna do lowering springs, do the smallest drop. Okay, do the smallest drop. I believe that could be 0.8 inches or an inch or 0.2. Don't do the extreme drops, because unless you guys live around like smooth, I'm talking about smooth road, don't do it. I don't want you guys to prematurely blow out your struts over time, okay? Because we don't have no aftermarket struts for our lowering springs out yet for our cars. All right, but I got to catch up on some of these questions. I got it. I'm sorry. What's going on, Augie? I'm gonna answer your question. I'm gonna get you right now. I do apologize that I didn't jump into it. I just was trying to get to all the questions. Augie, isn't the 2020 last year of the Z car? Well, it's been in the works, and I believe there was an article that said, and Infiniti said, or Nissan said himself, the Z car isn't dead. They're gonna bring out another Z. So this is what they said. Okay, this is documented. You can Google it. They said they're gonna bring out a new Z car, but I don't know if it's gonna be 60 manual. I don't know if it's gonna be this damn 7-speed again. I don't know. They should drop the VR30 in it, and hopefully they give it better turbos. Because if they give it better turbos, I'm taking those turbos off the Z car and I'm putting it in my car. I don't care. Because it's a cheaper option. But yeah, they're definitely gonna come out with the Z car, because that's what I read in plenty of articles. I believe the article came out somewhere around the summer last year. So just take a Google at it and take a look and see. Yo, Boost, what up? What's up? What's going on? Does adding JB42 void your factory warranty? Okay, this is one of the top questions people asking for the VR community. Does JB4 void your warranty? And this is what I'm going to say to you guys on video. And I know Infiniti guys probably watching. I also have some service techs that follow me. If you guys have a partner, right? You guys have a partner, right? You have someone you love. You have your intercourse with, right? Right? Would you, if you know you're out here cheating on your partner, would you come home with the evidence of you cheating on a partner? No, right? So then freaking take it off. If you have an issue that happens with your car, it takes 2 minutes. Unplug it. That's it. That's it. That's it. And then people are gonna ask, well, how can they know, right? Because this is one of the biggest topics. How can they know that you had a J before in your car? Well, there's something called like a freeze frame, right? Where let's say something catastrophic happened, like a check engine light, whatever the case might be, or a misfire. It will freeze frame and see that maybe there was elevated boost levels, whatever the case might be. But the thing is, this is under your manufacturer warranty. If this parts fail, electronics fail, things happen. So if anything happens to your car, just unplug it. Just unplug it. I believe that if I'm gonna rent a car for at least for 39 months, I'm gonna drive the car like how I want to drive it. If I have to pay for something that breaks, I'll pay for it. For instance, perfect prime example. I'm gonna get to you guys' questions right now. See this? This is a pulley, right? This is one of the pulleys for my car. This is a brand new pulley because a lot of VR30s have been slipping belts, popping belts, and this bearing issue. So if you guys follow me at boostinmotion on Instagram, you would know that I've been talking about this sound I've been getting between 2,000 to 4,000 RPM, and I have found out, and I got to the point of finding out that this specific pulley, one of the idler pulleys, is the bearings are going bad. This is a brand new one. I haven't opened up took out the old one to take a look and see if they use lithium grease or wheel bearing grease. But I would assume they probably use white lithium grease, which depending on longevity isn't good for bearings. You have to use wheel bearing grease, which is way better. So what I'm gonna do is end up changing this $80 part and putting this new pulley on, and the noise will go away because I already identified which pulley is making the noise. And the old bearing, I'm gonna pretty much open up this part here to see how the bearings look and see what kind of specific grease they use. But anyways, let me continue with that. I just wanted to show you guys that. That'll be for a later video. I need to buy 4 tickets to Malaysia, so she would kill me if I bought any parts right now. Yep, you're right. You gotta be careful. What's going on, Buxery? Baba, I think there is another Z coming according. Yep, you're correct. Okay, thanks. I will love the new Z car. Would the limited slip differential offered for the Q50 for help the acceleration and cornering? Dalian, I believe it's Delia. Sorry, I do apologize. If you're rear wheel drive, yes. If you are rear wheel drive, the new limited slip differential for your car would help. If you have an all wheel drive, there's no point. Repeat, there's no point of getting a limited slip differential if you have all wheel drive. Reason being is our cars are pretty much controlled by the ABS. So the ABS is like the spoof bullshit BS way of being a limited slip. So when one wheel starts slipping, it just uses the brakes to modulate it and pretty much help correct the car. That's honestly it. So unless you're rear wheel drive, you do not need to get a little bit of slip. But it will increase your time and responsiveness and cornering if you're rear wheel drive. Okay, guys? But they're quite expensive for that LSDs. Those LSDs are freaking expensive. And I don't know why Infiniti just didn't offer an LSD for the Q50 or at least for the Q60 and for the rear wheel drives. Like if you're gonna be REDSPORT, right? They should have given the REDSPORT all wheel drives or rear wheel drives the limited slip. It would have just been that easy. But Infiniti like to cut quarters. All right, what's going on, Roughneck? No more Z convertible after this year. Not everybody likes convertibles, but I don't even like the new Z that they made this year. What is the 50th anniversary Z? When I saw that, I was like, what is Nissan and Infiniti doing? Like, who's doing their marketing? Like, they need to get that together. All right, guys, so back to Baba. What do you think about the handling of the Q50 versus G37? Although the G has more sporty feel, I hear double wishbone front suspension and wider track makes it overall better. Well, I have both cars, and stock, the G37 handled better. There you go. Stock, the G37 handled better. But when you talk about modifying your car, right? Because most of you guys want to purchase those small parts, but the people who like to go into coilovers and adjustable sway bar links, upgraded sway bars, strut bars, braces for the suspension and the body, you can always modify it. Depending on what dampers you get for your BC coilovers or the spring rates, your car can outcorner a lot of cars. You can go to the track with a Q50 and handle just as good as an M3. You just need good tires, good brakes, and good suspension. Just doesn't mean you'll be able to keep up with an M3. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise than that, also, would the aluminum drive shaft help my acceleration? I've had a few people who dragied it. If you guys know what a dragy is, it's pretty much a device that uses GPS to check your 0 to 60 times. And it was a small difference. It was a very small difference in your acceleration. So I can't sit here and recommend something that I haven't had myself, and at $900 to $1,000 for like what 1,400 for the carbon fiber one, it's an expensive piece compared to when you have a G37. I believe the aluminum drive shaft is like 500 and the carbon is like 8. So there's a big difference in price. But the way I like to think about things is if I'm going to purchase a part, right, I want it to give immediate results. So me buying intakes, AMS intakes, wasn't immediate results. Like I didn't feel like, oh, it's faster. Like no. But when I purchased my lower downpipes, at which I have to come up with that video for you guys, there was an instant difference. JB4, instant difference. You know what I'm saying? When I put my wheels and tire package on, the feeling of the car felt a little better when it came to handling. And I like the comfort of the driving because I went with a different tire rather than these ice slick tires that we have, these run flats. But otherwise than that, I like to purchase parts that give me immediate difference. I can't sit there and tell you to go get a drive shaft. I just continue to do your research. If you can find it used, purchase it used. That's my recommendation, guys. If you want to get a drive shaft for your car, put your money somewhere else. I would rather you guys go buy a JB4 or ECU Tech Tune for the amount of money you purchase a drive shaft for. Honestly, that's my opinion because it's an expensive piece. And like someone said, who said it earlier? Someone said I'm really cheap because they said I was extremely cheap. I forgot who it was, but you know who you are. They said I'm extremely cheap. Yes, I'm an average day person. I don't want to go spend $900 on just a drive shaft. It's expensive, especially when you want to revert back to stock. It's a whole bunch of work that you got to do. All right, guys. All right, so if you guys don't have any more questions, so I want to talk a little bit more about the channel and what's going on. What I'm gonna try to do next. So guys, a lot of people been asking about the JB4, so I'm supposed to book a dyno session just to see what my actual wheel horsepower numbers is. And once again, shout out to all my new subscribers. Shout out to all my old subscribers, and shout out to all the people who send me messages on boostinmotion on IG and Instagram. But I gotta say that video I did with Stangmon and Mod to Fame did really well. And even though my car was at its best for a JB4, I did really wish that I had a AMS tune or E85 tune because shout out to Midwest, I know his car, if he came with his car, he would have gapped everybody. I mean, I know with a JB4 right now, based on everybody else's horsepower numbers, I'm a little over 400 wheel, but I would want to give you guys results. I don't want you guys going buying stuff without results. So I want to document the results, well, of course, on a dynograph, and I do want to go to the track in the next few weeks and see if I could break into the 11s. I would love to get the Dragon and see if I could break into the 3s, 0 to 60s too. So I do have some content coming out. It's just that as of right now, I'm a regular guy like you, so I'm working. I got to stack and get my money. I'm trying to get a house too, so just working hard. But I do want to say I appreciate all you guys. So what else I was trying to do with the channel? Well, let's talk about this pulley because this is very important here. So for all the VR30 guys, right, from 2016 and up, there was a technical service bulletin for a misaligned AC bracket or AC unit, at which the belts they were saying were misaligned, right? And what would happen is the accessory belt would pop, and when it pops, guess what happens? All the tanks get hot and they shoot coolant all over the place, and you could possibly overheat your motor and possibly blow your motor if you keep driving. And this was a very known thing that kept on happening with the early 2016s and 2017s to an extensive point. So for the earlier models, they had a TSB out through Infiniti where they would just replace all the pulleys and to give you a new belt. Now after like 2017, 2018, somewhere mid-year, they don't have the TSB for the newer cars. But 2018's been actually having the same issue happening. So for the last few months, right, I've been getting this noise from 2,000 to 4,000 RPM, and I've been having people send me their sound clips of their cars doing it too. And once my car started doing it, I said, you know what, I have to figure this out. So what I did was, I looked up Scotty Kilmer, great dude there. I can't agree with Scotty, but this one was a good one. I've been working on cars for a while in my early life, so I'm already very familiar with cars. What I did was, I took a look at the belts. The belt was fine, no issue with the belt. And with the TSB, they talked about how far the belt would be from off the tensioner, the automatic tensioner pulley. Pretty much everything's within spec. All right, just understand everything's within spec. So what I did was, I said this is a bearing because I've heard bearings on pulleys go bad. So what I did was, I let the car run, and I sprayed a little WD around here. This is the little cap. This actually keeps the bearings inside. There's bearings inside this little black thing here, right? And when you spray the WD, it actually gets in between the cracks and get in there. And I did it for every pulley. And once I did to every pulley, the sound kept on staying there until I got to one pulley, and I sprayed it, and boom, sound went away. So I gave it like a few hours, another day, and then the sound came back. Went again, sprayed again, sound went away. So I identified the pulley that is giving me the noise that I'm getting. Now, why am I talking about this pulley when it applies to this belt issue? Reason being is a lot of people have been complaining about this sound first and keep driving to the point that the belt snaps. When the lithium grease or the grease inside the housing dries all the way up, it's just metal on metal. And sooner or later, when metal heats up and it rounds out, and pretty much this pulley's not even spinning properly to the point that, guess what can happen? This pulley would actually turn slower. And I've noticed that with everybody who has shredded belts, the belts look like they were heated up. So if this pulley is turning slower and you're going faster, guess what happens to the belt? It heats up and it melts. And that's why, this is my assumption on why some people have been having this issue. Now, I know some of you guys are going to go take this video and go right into Infiniti. Oh, boostinmotion said, you know, this pulley is bad. You need to change one of these pulleys. Listen, don't do that. Please, don't do that. I'm gonna continue to. I'm gonna go change this out when I get a chance to make a video about it. But most of the people who have the early model VR30s, guess what? You have warranty. So just take it in. Take your car in. If you have this issue, if you're getting that weird sound between 2 to 4,000 RPM where it sounds like something goes ding or whatever, it's a weird noise. Just take it in and have it warranted. Most of them are just gonna change your belt, and then the sound comes back. Then you come back and say, listen, it's still making the same noise. You put a new belt on. I know there's a TSB out, technical service built-in. Can you just look more into it? But Infiniti's not really going to do anything. I'm just telling you guys right now, they're not going to really do anything because unless you come in there with it popped and the cooling air coming over everywhere, they're not going to change the pulleys. Pretty much, they're going to be like, oh, I'm just going to change the belt. That's just what they're going to do. All right, guys. You guys have any more questions? All right, let me see. Last one for me. What made you choose the Q50 over the Q60? Personally, I prefer the Q50. Yeah. All right. So, well, if you're talking about the newer Q60, one, the newer Q60 was way more expensive. These deals are expensive. Two, I am a sedan lover. Now, mind you, I had a 3.7 2015. Loved it. But I was always a VQ head. Now, the 3.7 was missing one thing. Power. It was just missing more power. I love the car. I just wish it had more power. And when they released the VR30 and I saw the tuning compatibility and I saw that Burger Tuning made a JB4 for it, I said, I'm trading my car in because I wanted more power. And of course, I like the iridium blue. So I was sold. That was it. The Q60 is nice. I like the coupes, but I think the coupes actually are not that common. I believe that Q50s are way common like Camrys, but Q60s aren't common at all. So when you see a Q60, you barely see a modified one. So I think the Q60 is going to be like the old G37 coupes. Because right now, you go see a G37 coupe, it still looks good. I see a 2008 G37 coupe, G37S. I look at that, I still like, that car is still a sexy car. But you look at like a 2008 G37 sedan, you're like, this old looking car. Like, it doesn't look the same. So I believe this one's going to have a timeless look. Give it a few gets. All right. Just check the pure turbo upgrade. They're showing 574 on E30 gas. Yep, that's insane. That's fast. That's fast. What made you fall in love with my Infiniti? Well, I can't say I'm in love with my Infiniti, but I've always started from BQ Motors since the 1996 Maxima that I had. I had a 4-speed automatic 1996 Maxima. Dropped it on coilovers, wheels. Oh my god, I love that car. I love it so much that it had a rust hole under my feet. So I was like Fred Flintstone because it was a hole. It was actually a hole in the floor under the seat. But I just love the VQ motors. I think they were just so good. And then from then on, I just stayed with what was reliable. If I would have started off in Toyota, I might have stayed with Toyota. You know what I'm saying? If I would start off in BMW, I might have stayed in BMW. But one of the things I always did was I like the fact of purchasing something that's going to start every day and get me to A to B. That's it. And I realized not a lot of cars are like that. People like to buy brands. I mean, at the end of the day, I was actually in a forum group kind of debating with Kia Stinger owners. Now, I know I have few Kia Stinger owners on here, but hear me out. At the end of the day, the Kia Stinger does a lot of stuff, right? It has a lot more room. It has more versatile. But the Kia Stinger is also $550 and up per month if you want to lease it. It's also a $55,000 to $60,000 car. And to be honest, it's not really the most pretty looking car out there. Now for the G70, the Genesis G70, oh, that car looks good. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely well appointed. It has all fully loaded too. And I could see why someone would spend $550 for that, but not for the Kia Stinger. It's just its price margin is too high. So just to come back to what I'm saying when I talked about how it made me fall in love with it, just the fact of that. Honestly, I'm just you get creature of habit. It's what you continue to do the most and what you deal with the most. The car is dependable, it's reliable, and the more you drive a car, the farther you drive a car, that's the more you trust it. Honestly, that's what it is. And stuff like this, I've always worked on my hands. Anything easy that I can fix on with my hands, I do it. But it's never really blown a motor. It's never blown a transmission. It was never an issue where it was like, oh my God, I'm screwed. It was always either my own negligence that made me mess up the car. So this is why I still stick with Nissan and Infiniti. Even though the VQ motor is old, it is a workhorse. Period. All right. Is it safe to run JB1 with the stock heat exchanger? Yes. Rick, that's perfectly fine. Yo, listen, JB4 been off like 2 years. They've been doing JB since JB1 with on stock heat exchangers. Perfectly fine. The car, listen, the car is never gonna try to push out too much boost because it's gonna read that the temperature is just too high. Well, okay, this is what it's called. JB4 doesn't monitor it, but what it's called is charge air temperature. This is pretty much the temperature of the amount of air coming out the turbos. Because the turbine spins so quick, the air temperature gets hotter and hotter. And if you have hotter air, guess what happens? You have more detonation or pre-detonation in the cylinders, which isn't good for the car. Our stock heat exchangers are two big squares on top, and then we also have a small little radiator that kind of cools our fluid at the front. They start to heat soak really quick. You can do that. You can do it on stock heat exchanger pretty fine. I did JB4 with the stock heat exchanger for a year. I just got a heat exchanger in March. Come on, it's perfectly fine. Just know that you're gonna have reduced performance. The car isn't gonna be consistently as fast as it was before. That's honestly what it is. So that's why people say upgrade your heat exchanger so you can have a better resistance, so that you can have consistent performance. And somebody said it in one of my old videos. Like if you're gonna race a fast car, make sure you race the fast car when it's the coolest, and race the slowest cars after you race the fast car. You get what I'm saying? Don't race the slow cars first. Anyway, all right, I have a 1995 i30. Love it. Yes, i30. I actually want another A32. I want another Maxima, but I haven't seen a clean one. And to be quite frank with you guys, that car is like 15 to almost 30 years old, and people still want like $4,000 for it. I'm looking at like, no, just give it away to me. Give it to me for $900. Like even I even like the 2002, 2003 Maximas, and people still want like $3-4 grand. I was wanting a 6-speed manual, but too expensive. All right. I'm gonna just ask the most questions, guys. Ever think about ditching the JB4 and going into tech? Yes, change is coming, of course. And your name is actually right what I want to talk about. Yes. In the video I put up, I say I want to leave JB4 and get an AMS tune, because AMS has the only results out here that look consistent. It's nice to spend a little bit of money and get a tune by any shop. I'm just going to drop some names on this video. Please don't get upset with me. You have RT Tuning. You have Veni 10. You have Rad Automatics. You have Rad. real aerodynamics, right? You have other shops upstate that also have their tuners. I'm not gonna drop tuners' names, but there's also other tuners' names out there that can do it remotely, right? And to be honest, AMS works with Infiniti to make parts, but AMS cars also have the best results, including a few other people who are also custom cars tuned by them. So yes, I want to get an ECU-Tech tune because guess what? I got walked by Stangmod, okay, with his E85 full bolt-on 10-speed automatic. But seeing my car compete with full-out track cars was still fun. I still had a good time. And that SRT8, if I don't know if he follows me on his channel, his car was full bolt-on, well, pretty much CATBACK intake and a 93 tune on tire. All those V8s had tire and tunes and full bolt-on. None of them was stock because I beat all those cars, all three of those cars stock before in the street. So I basically competed against a really high performance freaking cars on a freaking airstrip. Okay, hear me out. But yes, I do want to get a tune because I'm gonna have better performance and consistent performance, and my car is ready. And plus, the more I learn, the more I want to share with you guys, so you guys can make a better choice. You know, like I only so good at JB4. I don't have all the information for ECU-Tech. So if I do both, now I could be able to tell you, hey, listen, JB4 has this, ECU-Tech has this, and give a better amount of quality in video for you guys. G72, bro. Yep. Had a 97 awesome car. Did Midwest, delete his channel. Midwest is just going through some stuff. Manson, I know I spoke to him and he was just like, yeah, he's doing some stuff with his family, whatever. So I don't know if he's gonna be uploading videos anymore. I'm not too positive, but yeah, he's definitely doing some stuff with his family. But you know, at the end of the day, I wish the best for him. I hope the best for him. That's my fellow brother right there. I just hope he's doing good, and I hope whatever he's going through, he gets to work through it. Just picked up a 08 G37X coupe for performance. What do you think is the first modifications, intakes or exhaust? Well, if I was going to get a VQ motor again, the only modifications I would make is test pipes / high flow cats, a CATBACK exhaust, and I believe they have the intakes that come to the front of the car. I can't remember what brands. They had a few brands. I would get those intakes that come to the front, and then I would get an up-rep tune. That's just like that. That's it. That's basically the average amount of parts that you spend to get the most amount of horsepower. Anything after that is gets expensive, like putting in long tube headers or putting in headers or going E85, and that's when it just starts getting a little bit more expensive. At that point, if you're spending that much money, just save up for a supercharger kit. I have to research. I believe there's another kit out there for this car that you could supercharge it. But I have to look into it. But just get a STILLEN supercharger. If you don't want to, if you literally buy this car and you're like, you know what, I want the most amount of performance, just save up your pennies and just get a STILLEN supercharger. Because at the end of the day, it gives you the most performance, consistent performance, and guess what? It'll be fast. Okay, you want a fast car. Come on, guys. You got an older car. These motors take boost. VQ motors take boost really well. I'm telling you. All right. Oh, sorry. I got to get any more questions here. Just got the BBK. Will I need to change the shields before the installation? Kazan, you're gonna have to cut the shields. The shields, they're gonna be in the way. When you put the rotors on, they're gonna be like right on the rotor. So you're gonna have to get a shear and cut the shields off. I believe for the front and maybe some for the back. So just get a shear, like I don't want to say it's pliers, but it's just used to cut metal around because you don't want it rubbing against it. That's pretty much it. And then you can bend it back. And be careful, don't cut yourself. Don't cut yourself. That hurts. What is the best way to lower a RS or a REDSPORT? Well, if you have a REDSPORT, to be honest, I think shout out to Fitment Industries. They just dropped a video talking about lowering springs versus coilovers. They said their opinion doesn't matter, but they spoke about what I kind of spoke about lightly in a few other videos. If you have a REDSPORT, majority of the time you have something called DDS suspension. It's called digital dynamic suspension, right? This is pretty much fluid actuated suspension where you can adjust the firmness of the struts. If you have DDS, I would recommend getting lowering springs because you can adjust the firmness and the struts are pretty much more designed for a lower drop. But if you don't have DDS, I'm just not a fan of you getting lowering springs. And also, if you do have an RS and you choose to get coilovers, you won't have a check engine light or anything on your dash, but there's something called DTCs. These are pretty much it won't affect your car from getting like it's a state inspection. But if you ever took it into the dealer and they scan the car to see if every module working, a DDC you'll have for the suspension, because those DDS suspension actually have sensors in them, and the car can actually read those sensors. So when you remove that suspension and put in coilovers, guess what happens? The car always reads that that one module is not working, but it won't come up as a check engine light, and you will still be able to pass inspection. But at the end of the day, from what I've been told, you can get downs on REDSPORT suspension or DDS suspension. You can get super downs and other springs. But at the end of the day, I'm still a coilover guy. So at the end of the day, if you can buy coilovers, get it. But if not, for DDS suspension, people told me it's great. Do it. All right. This one been held for review. What's going on here? Sorry, guys. 1 second, because comments are coming up. Do you miss moving the odometer and steering wheel with combo with the G's had? I know they removed the analog clock. Yes, yes, I do. I do miss a few things from my G. Yes, I do. I definitely do miss some stuff from my G. I believe that the G was simpler. Like, I actually like the cabin of the G. I like the center console. The only thing the G needed was to update that screen. If that screen was a tablet or a Apple integrated tablet or something like that, I think that car would have been perfect. Like, literally, you just need to upgrade to the better looking bumpers. But otherwise than that, I think that was just really it. I do like my G. I really did like it. I did like the dash too. I like my G. It was reliable, and it did what it did. And I beat on that girl so bad. I beat on her so bad, but I do miss her. I had something said is here held here for review. Arnold asks, I'm gonna show it. Arnold asks, do I need to get a tune if I get blow valves? No, no, Arnold, you don't need to get a tune. Blow valves. All right, so let's talk about blow valves, right? First thing, should you guys even get blow valves, right? Once again, I don't have blow valves in my car, but guess what I tried to do? Oh man, I don't know where they're at. Well, I can't find them, but I tried to do a DIY blow valve installation video, and it freaking failed, okay? I messed it up, so I do apologize. I'm sorry, but I really did a terrible job. So I'm going to try my best to put blow valves to this car. I'm going to try my best, but they're expensive, all right? But anyway, should you guys get blow valves? I'm going to make it this simple. Guys, do you have a lease or do you have a finance? Are you going to own the car? If you're going to own the car, I recommend you guys get blow valves. If you have a lease, I recommend you guys don't get blow valves. Reason being is, this is an expensive modification at $500–600 that doesn't yield performance. All it does is, it is a preventative measure to make sure that you relieve the excess air that you'll have from the car when it boost spikes. And some of you guys are ask, well, what's a blow valve? Well, blow valve is like like a diverter valve. Whenever in manual cars, right? Some of you guys who drive manual and have turbo cars, you can understand. Whenever you shift gears, the throttle body's closed or start closing, right? Now all that excess PSI or air has to go somewhere. So the only place, if it can't go into the intake manifold, it goes back to the turbos, right? What a blow valve and diverter valve allows you to do is blow valves allows you to release that excess air because you don't want to be able to have boost leaks. Or diverter valve would be what that would do was it'll bleed off that extra air back into the pre-turbo before it goes into the turbines, just so to keep it as an enclosed system, like it's a circle. This prevents the car from having boost leaks. But Infiniti didn't care about that. Infiniti said, guess what? It's an automatic car. It ain't stick. So when you floor and it changes gears, you'll have boost spikes. So I believe in the next few years, there's going to be a lot of Q50s, VR30s with boost leaks, because guess what? It didn't have diverter valves or blow valves stock. Now, what damages could happen to it? You could start, if you run excess amount of boost, you could damage your turbines over a certain amount of time. You could have boost leaks. You could have boost spikes. And, you know, in the severe case, you could pop your motor. But no, it hasn't happened to anyone yet, at least from what I know. All right. So lease, I wouldn't get it. Finance, get it. because you want the car to have the most longevity. It's your car, you're paying for it. Screw what these freaking Infiniti said. Oh, don't do this, don't do that. No, this is a preventative measure. All right. If you have a lease, guess what? Don't fix their problem. Okay, you're only gonna have the car for so long. But that's my opinion. All right, guys. And plus, you don't need a tune or not. It doesn't matter. It'll still make the same noise. It'll go pew pew pew. It'll still make the same noise if you're stock JB4 or ECU Tech tune. All right. I gotta speed up. No questions. Just stop through. Say salute. What's going on? Thank you. Thank you for salute, bro. Appreciate you very much. Now the last one for me. Okay. Wait. Hold on. Someone asked a question. How can I get 300? Wait. How can I get 300, 375 on my 2014 Q50? Well, Joel, the 3.7 is just like the G37, 370Z. If I'm going to talk about wheel horsepower here, not really horsepower, real horsepower. You have Z1 Motorsports 400 wheel horsepower or whatever package, whatever the case might be. It comes with intake manifold, or you have to purchase the intake manifold, headers, or not lower down pipes, test pipes, intakes, and getting a tune. It's probably like I'd say $4,000 to $5,000 in parts and tuning, and you'll make a ride around 330. 320 to 340 to the wheel, depending on fuel. But that's expensive. If you're gonna spend $5,000 again on parts and installation and tuning, just get a supercharger. I'm telling you guys, save up the pennies and get the supercharger. Because at the end of the day, if you want to get a little bit of power, majority of cars that are gonna be tuned or up rev, just get test pipes or high flow cats with a tune and a CATBACK and intakes. And just call it a day and get a tune. That's it. You're gonna make it right around 310, 330 to the wheels and call it a day. To get the extra amount of wheel horsepower, you're gonna spend extra money. There's no point. But like someone said, I'm cheap. But at the end of the day, I don't want you guys nickel and diamond. And you're gonna spend a lot of money. You're like, damn, I put a lot of money into this, and I only made 340 wheel. And then a stock REDSPORT just comes and beats you. No, I'd rather you guys not do that. But that's my opinion, though. Yeah, you got to go force induction. Hey, in Korea, showing some love. What's going on, Craig? How long does coilovers last? Are you worried about the engine problem with getting tuned and tune or getting... Okay. All right. So it depends on what brand you get. I can only speak from my opinion, from my experience. My BC coilovers have almost 40,000 miles on it. I live in Brooklyn, New York, and it's not the best roads because it is New York, and I daily drive my car every day. I have no leaks from the seals. The most I can sit there and say is the paint on the springs are starting to peel off, and my springs are starting to rust. That's it. But majority of the metal from the coilover, the bottom, the collar, and everything isn't rusted because it's made out of aluminum, and it used iodinized paint. So literally, the paint is still stuck to the metal. But the only thing that's rusting up is the spring. I got about almost 40,000 miles. Before that, on my last cars, I had MEGENs, and I had BC coilovers too. The worst coilovers I ever had was K Sports. I almost died when I had K Sports. That's how bad they were. They blew out very quick. I don't know what kind of seals, what kind of parts they use. Terrible. You also had more parts to your question. Are you worried about your engine problem getting tuned? Not necessarily, because if I do get tuned, if AMS decides to send me back an email, if any of you guys know AMS and know anybody at AMS, I sent them an email earlier this week, and they haven't got back to me, but they're a very busy performance shop. So, and it is what it is. Maybe I should just give them a call. It'll be a little easier, but I like to do things through email rather than just be with the guy who calls over the phone. Hey, what's up? Oh, I want to get tuned. Oh, that's cool. I'd rather not. But I'm not really too worried about it because the majority of people are tuned and they haven't had any issues with the mechanical side. But people have been having issues with the software side when it comes to ECU Tech. But that's just me being a little bit of a whistleblower. At the end of the day, everything has bugs. I can't say ECU Tech is an iPhone, the iOS of tuning yet. I could say it's still in the Android. You know what I'm saying? Still in the Android side. But but that's my opinion. Hopefully ECU Tech don't get mad at me and say screw his car and then I get tuned and blow my car up. But hey, it is what it is. I think you had another question. And oh, that's pretty much what I asked it. Okay. Don't want to sacrifice my transmission, so I'm happy with that. I mean, your transmission is going to be perfectly fine. These transmissions are pretty good, even though they're slow. They're pretty good. They take the abuse. What do you think about adding an Android tablet to the radio? Get it, pretty much. Get it. Everyone that I know who got either the Phoenix, I believe the Phoenix Telsa for the Q50 or the Phoenix Telsa for the G37. If you guys know what that is, look it up. Look it up. Look up Phoenix Telsa style screens for the G37 and Q50. They look great. It's all one piece. I just freaking love it. You can upload. It's pretty much like a big tablet, and you can either go. Someone hacked it and put an iOS operating system on it, or you can have an Android style. It's fully customizable. You can put Waves on it. I freaking like it. Will I get it? No, because I'm cheap. It's $700. It doesn't give me no performance. Okay, I'm not gonna get it unless I send them an email and they somehow want to work with a collabo with me, and then I can show you guys it. I don't want free parts. I don't believe in free parts, but I do believe my channel is at the point where I have an influence, and if I'm gonna buy your product, right? If I buy your product, I'm gonna be so super honest about it. But also, I don't want to give them free. What's that word called? I don't want to freely give out the marketing for them, and they don't give you guys nothing in return, or even me in return. I'd rather not. Shout out to Matt Metrics. I also came out with that video from Matt Metrics. They actually sent me those car mats for free. They sent me out. They contacted me. They said, "Listen, you're one of the only Q50 guys out there who making videos, and we have some good high quality car mats." And I was super honest in that video because at the end of the day, they are expensive at like 175 for the 3-year warranty. And I'm not gonna lie, I had a friend in there who spilled liquor in my spilled liquor on my seats and my mats. But actually, the liquor didn't get anywhere. I literally just took the mat out, poured it out, wiped it off. Everything was good to go. Compared to those Chinese mats I had, they really did suck. The Chinese mats only lasted about 6 months. Seriously, they couldn't take the abuse. But anyway, apologize for that. Sorry for getting off topic, guys. I don't want to ramble. Going back to VR30, I think it's still a baby. Yes, I agree. I kind of think that this as a first VQ engine, I hope they'll add. Okay, I really hope they would grow off of it, but it's really derived from the VR38. So I mean, maybe they might make a baby VR20. You never know, or 2.5, whatever the case might be. You never know what Infiniti is going to do, but Infiniti's always late to the game. Like Lexus is late to the game, still making V8s. Like, what? Why are you guys still making V8s? Stop making V8s, Lexus. Why do you guys keep making V8s? Everybody's twin turbo, either inline or V6. Stop making V8s, Lexus. Yes, your car is dope. We really like your car going around the track. It's like a tracker-oriented car, but guess what? It's V8. People rather get an M car, period. Or a C63 or these other cars of that price. People rather get those cars. Stop making V8s like this. Ridiculous. Okay, cool. I'll let Boost respond. Okay, yeah, maybe obtain full bolt-on, blah, 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 blah. How much is a good price to get a used Q50S hybrid? Well, they're pretty cheap now. I mean, you can get 2014, 2015, I believe, between $15,000 and $25,000, depending on mileage. I wouldn't get too afraid of the mileage for the engine, but the only reason why I'll be a little scared with a hybrid is it has a battery, and I don't know how expensive that battery is when it dies. You got to think about it like a Telsa. When the batteries go bad, you have to buy a new battery. The Preus, when the batteries go bad, you got to buy a new battery. So if you're going to purchase a hybrid, my recommendation is to purchase an extended warranty through a third-party company or through Nissan. Reason being is those are going to be expensive when they go bad. Also, they have a specific, I would say, clutch or transmission for the hybrids. Or not transmission, but a specific clutch that connects to the transmission and the engine that deals with the whole battery. So if that goes bad, that can be expensive too. So get an extended warranty. So, but look somewhere between $15,000 to $25,000. Get a low mileage if you can, lowest. But I'm not afraid of, or don't be afraid of VQ mileage though. Just be afraid of the battery. Honestly, that's it. Ooh, good price. Hold on, guys. I want to ask some more questions. All right. Hey, try calling. I have usually trouble catching them through email, but they helpful once they. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm just waiting for MS to hit me back up. You know, I send my email. It is what it is. Other performance shops are already hard to do it because they have customers, they have people who call, they have rotation. So I understand. It's just that that's the only company, if I do get to it, I want to work with. There is a tuner out there who seems like he has great results, but at the end of the day, I'd rather go with someone with the prestige and pay the extra money for results. That's it. Honestly, that's it. I want to be able to be protected and taken care of. That's just my opinion. Is a Q50 a good, reliable vehicle? Well, Lewis, it depends on what Q50 you're getting. I mean, if it was up to me right now, and I know I was gonna purchase a Q50 rather than lease, you guys are gonna get mad at me. But all right. If I was gonna purchase a Q50 and not get an extended warranty, like I'm just gonna purchase it in YOLO and just pay for my repairs out of my pocket, I would get a 2014 to 2015 Q50. That's it. I trust the motor. I trust the transmission. Majority of the parts are everything's familiar. That's what I would get. Now, if I was gonna purchase and get an extended warranty, go to the VR30 because at the end of the day, I have the protection of the third-party warranty or warranty I can get through Infiniti itself. But yes, the Q50 is a pretty reliable car. I have about 13,000 miles on this one. I had about 25 on the last one. Well, 25, 30 on the last one. And I've had VQ motors for like 15 years. So yeah, it's a pretty reliable car, but it still has its little twerks and features. I have to come out with a 10K video. I forgot to come out with a 10K video so I can talk about all the little things about the car that I don't like or do like in the sense that it's faulty or feel a little funny, whatever the case might be. So maybe I'll make a 15K video. All right. How much does it cost to fill a tank of a hybrid Q50? Oh, it depends on where you live and it depends on the price of gas. I mean, gas prices going up to almost $400. $4 for a tank of 93 now. You know what I'm saying? It's going up in price. Or you could put 91. Don't beat me up, guys. I believe you could put 91 from what I read, or premium fuel, and and the Q50. You don't have to put 93, but I could be wrong. Could be wrong. It's been a while. I could be wrong. But that could be like $50, $60 a tank. And the hybrids, though, get really good gas mileage. Majority of people I know with hybrids get about 25 to almost 40 miles per gallon from city to highway. That's freaking amazing. I really wish Infiniti says, hey, let's have a hybrid VR30. If they come out with a hybrid VR30, I'm changing my car. I don't care. Because I'm gonna have performance, I'm gonna have great gas mileage. I don't care about the trunk space. I don't care anymore. That's it. That would be great to have that much gas mileage. It just sounds so good, doesn't it? But anyways, 20K for a sport hybrid, low mileage. Yep. Hey man, no question. Just want to give you a shout out. Thank you, Eric. Do appreciate you very much. What's going on, Craig? I have a 2019 RS all-wheel drive, 215 miles that I'm rebuilding. How long do you think before I start throwing bolt-ons and getting the tune? Well, if you're rebuilding it, that means you bought it salvaged, and someone already crashed their freaking 2019. That's freaking terrible. Well, to be honest, most people just do the regular break-in period. Give it about 1,000 to 1,500 miles, and then at that point, my recommendation. Other people are a little different. But my recommendation: drain that oil from the break-in period, because usually the break-in period, there'll be some metal, not say metal shards, but it'll have the most amount of metallic specs in it because it was a break-in period. Go with a more high quality oil. I still with Mobil 1, but other people do go with the AMSOIL whatever the case might be. I haven't heard too many people run Royal Purple on this car, but I'm getting good reviews on people who use the AMSOIL. All right, so give it about 1,000 to 1,500 miles. Check the oil, check all the fluids, make sure everything's good, and start throwing your bolt-ons on. That's it. All right. Same. I'm going with AMS for the same exact reason. What are your thoughts on oil catch cans? Okay, Arnold. Yes, get it. I saw pictures of this motor, VR30. You can even use a VQ37 if you really want. But the VR30, I saw pictures where it definitely does have some buildup. Not excessive, but there is some buildup after like 15,000 miles on the valves, in the back of the valves. So yes, I would purchase an oil catch can. It's just that the oil catch cans that are direct bolt-ons for this car right now are too freaking expensive. Oil catch cans should not be that expensive. I think Mishimoto or whatever Mishimoto came out with that oil catch can, but it's just too expensive. I believe those products are just so expensive because they're the first ones to make it, so they set the price. But I would just wait a little longer. Maybe another company will come out, or maybe wait till eBay or Amazon, whatever, has their promo codes and just have it in your cart. So when those promo codes come up, you just buy it, boom, 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 and you save some money. But yes, get an oil catch can if you do. Repeat. Someone's gonna ask a question. Should I have oil catch cans for my lease or my finance? Lease? No. Finance? Yes. Lease? No, because you're giving the car back. Who cares? Finance? Definitely. Keep it. You want the car to have its longevity. You want it to run right. That's just my opinion. You know, that's it. Because not everybody's hands-on. You know what I'm saying? Not everyone's going to be hands-on. If you're hands-on with your car, you like to do stuff like that, then get it. If you do have a lease. But at the end of the day, you're losing money. You're not getting anything back. All right. Any more questions? First thing, I want to say thank you for everyone watching. I do appreciate all you guys. I do appreciate all you guys for watching and asking me questions. I'm still going to try to give you guys good information, and we're going to keep on this video. I just want to say thank you guys, and I love y'all, and even the ladies that are watching. Thank you so much. I do appreciate y'all. If you have any other questions you want to ask me off of here, you can send them. You can add me on boostinmotion on Instagram and Facebook. But let's continue. All right. I ran over 2 cones and broke 1 fog light and windshield wiper pump. Okay, Joe. All right. So you gotta file a claim, or you gotta get it fixed. I mean, you could buy the parts off of eBay or carpart.com. The windshield washer pump. Wow, you must have really hit a. If you broke the pump, you must have really hit it hard, bro. Like you probably have to get a whole new front bumper. But yeah, just look up the parts on eBay or whatever if you want to change it yourself, or file a claim. But I wouldn't really file a claim for that type of damage unless it destroyed like the whole front end or the front bumper, because it's gonna be expensive to pay $500 to $1,000 out of pocket just for a $1,500 repair. You know what I'm saying? But that's just my opinion. How much is your insurance for the car? Well, well, I live in New York, Brooklyn, New York, and I've had my license since 17. And in the last 2 years, I've had about, I'll say the last 3 years, I've had about 5 claims. But only one of them was a car accident because of me. The rest of them, the car was always hit either while it was parked or while it was at the stoplight. So my insurance right now, premium is right around $1,500 for 6 months. I'll say 14. I think it's $1,400 for 6 months. 14, 1,500. But I am 31, so I'm a bit older. I have my license longer. Some of you guys that are younger, your insurance may be more expensive depending on what state you're in and what city you're in. And you guys also gotta remember, this car is a common car, so the insurance price will definitely be spike a lot higher compared to, shout out to Winter. I don't know if he's watching. When he did a equivalent, he had checked to see what a C43 MG Mercedes would cost, and it was way cheaper to have that car insured compared to a Q50, because people who have C43s aren't crashing them and doing stupid nonsense. People with Q50s are doing nonsense. You get the difference, you know? So it all depends on the car too and where you live. I'm boosting my Q50 3.7, putting a precision 6266 turbo. Know anyone that has done this? No, I actually haven't. I know that there's boosted 350. Well, you gotta remember, it's a 3.7 motor. It's a VQ, so the results these guys get are pretty much the results you're gonna get to. But it's also depending on your tuner. It also depends on the fuel system and the fuel you're using, and and you do it on a 3.7, so that transmission is just like a transmission out of G37. So it's definitely possible. I don't see how much power. I mean, not to get a bunch of power. I know they boosted 3. Yeah, I didn't know they do STILLEN supercharger. Yes, they have STILLEN supercharger for the Q50 3.7. But yeah, if you want to do that single turbo conversion, I'm gonna shout them out in this video. Look into Soho Motorsports. Soho, SOHO Motorsports. I believe they have a single turbine conversion kit for the Q50 out. I've been seeing that they have an up and coming tuner shop that's doing some really good stuff for the Infiniti community. So just check them out. I haven't worked with them. It's just I just watch and I look and I see who's consistent. So check them out, Soho Motorsports. All right. I've seen a page with someone doing okay, yeah, 3.7 with turbo will be nasty. Are gonna do pops and bangs anytime? No, Craig, I'm not into the pops and bangs, Craig. Craig, I'm not into the pops and bangs. I'm just not into the pops and bangs. The younger cats that are watching, don't get mad at me, but I think it's like a trendy thing to do. Like, like I think it's like it's dope to put up to like a car meet and do that stuff, but just driving and all that, the amount of oil that comes out and the soot gets on your bumper, I just don't want to deal with the cleanup and the sound of. Just imagine if a little kid. I live in Brooklyn, so I got people who have little dogs that walk by between my car when I'm driving, and kids. And if I let off, what pat? There go the little dog. Little Yorkie is toast. Okay, I don't want to take Yorkies out. All right, but honestly, I never really was into those pops and bangs because you're running your car rich, and what actually happens, what people don't talk about, and I don't know what tuners don't talk about it is, you foul your oxygen sensors. Yes. So you're actually killing your oxygen sensors over time. They're not reading that well because you're flooding them with so much fuel. So this is why I'm not really into the pops and bangs. Performance-wise, it doesn't do anything, and it hurts the oxygen sensors. That's my opinion. Well, that's not my opinion. That's the actual fact. Like, you can look that up. You're running rich. I just don't think you should do it. But that's my opinion, and everybody likes what they like. It was really hard to choose between a G70 and the Q50. Yes. Yes, the G70 is freaking nice. Guys, I was talking to my friend and he said, yo, if you get the G70, would you lose your following? I was like, yes, because I'm an Infiniti channel. But he said, but you're boosted motion. At the end of the day, you still have a boosted car. I was like, yeah, but the G70 is nice, but to me, it's not as good looking as the Q50. It's just not. But the interior is nicer. The exterior looks better set up, but it's just the Q. It just looks better. You want something to look at, something and be like, that looks good. Like that's what you want when you want to purchase these cars. Like this, you're buying the look. If the look, the Kia Stinger. I'm gonna talk about the Kia Stinger again. The Kia Stinger does a lot of stuff great, but to me, it's just not the best looking car out there, and the quality isn't up to the level that it needs to. But that's my opinion. All right, I wish the Infiniti kept the IPL line and carried it into the REDSPORTs. Yes, I do completely agree. To be honest with you, what they should have done was never give us a 300 horsepower version of the VR30. There should have been no diluted VR30s. It should have only been the 2.0 T. Sorry for the ambulance in the background. There should have only been the 2.0 T, right? And then REDSPORTs. That's it. It should have been, you could get a VR30. Now, guys like me, buy the cheaper version, of course, but there should have only been the REDSPORTs only because people would have been like, do I get the 2.0 T or do I get the REDSPORT? And people would have just got REDSPORTs because it would have just made sense. But because they said, let me just dilute this motor and sell it for cheaper and make them common, that's what they did. And Infiniti was smart about it because they got a lot of leases out. They made a lot of money off of the leases, but at the end of the day, it kind of craps on a person who actually went out and bought a REDSPORT. And then what they did was, hey, let's make silver sports. Let's make the 300 horsepower have the same package as the REDSPORT. Really? Again, Infiniti doesn't do exclusivity. They're really terrible at that. Get that? It gets me upset all the time. Yes, the flames and pops are a Fast and Furious thing. You're correct. Poor Yorkie. Yes, I don't want to kill Yorkies. How wide are your tires? Do you think I can run 315 on my Q50 Q60 RS? Yes, you can. You can run 315 on your Q60 RS. You have to go with a very very high offset. Okay, you have to go with like a 10.5 inch to 11 inch wheel, and the offsets are going to have to be between, I would say, 45 and 60 plus 60. This is plus 45 to plus 60 offset for the 3 to fit. Shout out, I don't think he's going to be on my video, but shout out to this old Q50 Q60 owner. He did it. He literally took Mustang wheels because they have the same bolt pattern. And his thing was, I want to put the widest tire in the back. And he fit 325s on 11s and I think a 55 offset in the rear and the red sport. The Q60 REDSPORTs, their fenders are a little bit wider, so if he could do it, I know you have more room. So look at offsets that are somewhere between 45 and 55, maybe even 60, and wheel rims from 10.5 to 11, so you can fit it. Okay, you can get it done. All right. Recently bought a Q50 3.7, and you were the first channel I start watching. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. I hope you enjoy your car. Just give it regular maintenance. Change the oil, please. Change the oil. Because people just drive these cars and don't change the oil. It's not a good thing. Change the oil, okay? Do appreciate you, and I like your sub. I'll continue. Check out some of my old videos and modifications. I'm glad you found me, and also check out other 3.7 VQ motor channels, because the VQ30 3.7 is very similar, pretty much the same motor from the D37 and the 370Z. So a lot of modifications are actually interchangeable. So definitely look into that. All right, how much boost can the engine take? Excuse me, Richard. Sorry, guys. Richard asks, how much boost can that engine take? Well, which one, Richard? The 3.7 or the VR30? All right, I'm going to continue. Manson, and I'm rear-wheel drive and doing 20 by 11. Yep, in the rear. See? 20 by 11 in the rear. I don't know his offset, but it's also depend. Okay, let me just quickly clarify the width, okay? If you're going to have such a high offset, such as 45, 50, 55, you can do that at stock height for the Q50 and the Q60. When you lower the car, it's a lot more different. But just talking if you want a stock height car with 315 or 305s in the rear, you're going to have a 10.5 to 11.5 inch wide wheel in the back. And you're going to have offsets between 45 to about 55. And it'll fit inside. Anything past 55, you may hit the struts. So I don't want you guys to push it too much for it. But right around there, you can definitely fit it. There's people who have already done it. All right. The big brakes on the Q50, Q60, Silver Sport, and REDSPORT are still, yes, they're the same calibers, bro. They are. Yeah, listen, they're the same calibers. The same. It's just that I believe the REDSPORT, they paint them red. That's it. For the Silver Sport, they keep them regular gray. Isn't that cute? There's no difference. All right, Richard. At this moment right now, the turbos, from what people have spoken to me, they pushed their PSI pretty up. Okay, I'll say AMS. AMS pushed their turbos to like mid-20s, okay? But that is a shop car, and they do a lot of tuning. But majority of people run boost between 16 to 20 PSI tuned or on JB4. You can push more boost, but doesn't mean you'll have more power, okay? But these turbos lose efficiency after 18, 19 PSI. Anything higher than that, you'll run into fuel starvation, and you'll run into the turbos pretty much losing their efficiency and heating up, and you don't want any catastrophic failure over longevity of doing this. All right? I'm talking about if you go to a track for 3 hours and you're running 21 PSI, okay? But majority of people that are tuned JB4 run between 16, 17 PSI to 20, all right? That's usually that's pretty much the best optimal zones, okay? Thoughts on premium gas versus regular? Is it a big deal? I own a 2015 Q50. Well, if you rock 87 compared to 90, I believe you can use 91. I'm telling you guys, look it up. Just look it up for me. I believe you can use 91 for the VQ37, because that's still technically premium. Because I think all cars that came from, majority of cars are tuned for 90. Well, at least Infinitis are tuned for 91. So, but 87, pretty much from what I read in articles over the amount of years, is you'll just have less performance, and you'll have slightly less gas mileage, and you'll be more prone to gas carbon buildup. But I believe that's over a long longevity. Like I'm thinking like hundreds of thousands, not 100,000 miles, like 50, 60, 70,000 miles of using the same fuel and using the same plugs, never change it. But at the end of the day, I'm not telling you to go put an 870 in your car, but gas prices are going up. You gotta do what you gotta do. That's it. You gotta do what you gotta do. Period. I'm not telling you VR30 guys now to go and put 87 in your car, because that's not a good thing. Because you guys are gonna still be in your car but have 87 fuel. That's not a good thing. You shouldn't do that. With turbos, you need the proper amount of fuel. With NA cars, naturally aspirated, you can get away with it, but not turbo cars. You can't be doing it. All right. I hear we can install a switch to go between rear and all-wheel drive. Craig, I actually made a video. Check it out on my channel. It's talk about how to do burnouts in your all-wheel drive. If you want to put a switch in, you can. Jimmy rig a switch if you really want, but there's a little clip in the back to the passenger side of rear well in the trunk. You just unclip it and it allows you to go forward drive. But the only bad thing about that is your taillights won't work. So if you're ever going to do this type of nonsense, I'm not going to condone it. But if you do consider to do it, don't do it in regular traffic because people won't know that your brake lights work. All right? If you're at the track, that's a different story. But if you're on regular streets, please don't do that because people need to know that you're pressing your brake. No one wants to rear-end you. Hey, Boost, with the REDSPORT, I'm going to go put 18s, and they are 19 pounds each. I'm doing it right. Yeah, you're doing it right. Just make sure those 18s clear your calipers. No, 18s fit. Okay, everybody that wants to know right now, 18-inch wheels clear the stock sport accidental calipers, okay? But it all depends on the spoke design for the wheel. So depending on the offset of the wheel and the spoke design, the caliper might still rub against the spoke. So just make sure, always remember, Google that wheel on a 370Z, a G37, a Lexus IFF, a Mustang, whatever. Google that wheel on another car that has a BBK, so you make sure that you get the proper offset, that you don't run into fitment issues. But 18s clear it, and make sure you get some meaty tires too. If you go with 18s, go with like a 45 wall, like you're like a 255 45, or if you want to go wild, like a 275, like a 275 40, or whatever the case might be. Go with a nice thick meaty tire, because if you go with the same size tire but go 1 inch smaller, it's gonna look funny. Don't do that. Okay, you gotta go up with the sidewall length as you go with a smaller wheel, so you can keep the same circumference or the diameter or circumference. Okay. All right. Exactly. Thank God, bro. Okay, cool. What do you think about STILLEN intakes for VR30? They're trash. STILLEN intakes are trash. Everyone knows this. Ever since they came out, they've been trash. They've been having jerkiness. The tuner's been having issues with them. They suck because they don't use the same stock mass airflow. They made the design their own mass airflow for the car. So STILLEN intakes are trash. Pretty much, you could check out this YouTube channel. I believe it's CZP Performance. They did their own dyno. Repeat, their own dyno of all the intakes, including their own intakes. This is before the AMS intakes came out, and they found out that the stock air intake system is better than all the other aftermarkets, including Burger Tuning. But Burger Tuning placed second compared to the stock intake system. All right, so stay away from those intakes. Trash. They don't yield them performance, but they give good sound when you're turbo. So it's up to you. But don't suck in all that hot air. All right, the turbo spool sound does so good. Yes, you get the turbo sound with the AMSs, because you could take off the air shroud, and oh man, that thing sounds so good. But the thing is, I don't like sucking in all that hot engine air bay and air from the engine bay because it's hot. But if you drive mostly on the highway, you could just take off the air shroud with the AMS intakes, or even if with the aftermarket intakes, just make sure the air shroud is not there and just listen to those sweet turbos. I also do miss the VQ motor with intakes too. Love how that thing sounds. Miss it. Sorry for reminiscing, guys. Let me try to stay on point with y'all. All right. On your Q50, did you turn off the engine sound pumping? No, I don't have a sport like that. It's not a full sport. I have a luxe with a sport package. So when I went through the information, it wasn't there. So I didn't have those issues. My car sounds like how it regularly sounds. But for people who have red sports or silver sports or pretty much a performance package, they actually have a fake noise. Yes, you have a fake noise that gets amplified through your speakers when you floor it. Yes, so the sound that you're hearing, like, oh, it sounds so good, it's actually fake. A lot of manufacturers do that now, including BMWs. Terrible, isn't it? So you could turn that off. There's videos online. You can YouTube it. How to turn off fake Enginoid Q50 Q60, and it's quick and easy, and you could get it done. All right, I have a Q60 REDSPORT. Love it. Order MS heat exchanger. Thinking about getting HKS Hypermax pullovers. Oh, those are expensive. Think I should do it now or wait for them to bust and see what the good market is. I mean, well, the MS heat exchanger, the good part about that is it's already warranted through Infiniti. So you're not gonna worry about it. Once you install it, you have to take it off. Coilovers, you have a REDSPORT, so I think I don't know if you've been watching the video from earlier, Richard, but with your REDSPORT, you probably have a DDS, digital dynamic suspension. So it pretty much has little sensor or modules that control the amount of dampering of those shocks. When you remove them and put the HKSs in, you won't get a check engine light or anything like that on the dash. But let's just say they want to scan your car to see if all the modules and everything's working on the car. You'll have DTCs for those suspension modules. But it won't affect performance. You'll still drive the car. Nothing will be wrong. You'll pass inspection. But those coilovers are expensive. But yeah, just take your time. I want you to mod the car for yourself. I'm only gonna recommend BC coilovers because I have them, but they treated me good. But you can't go wrong with HKS. Can't go wrong at all. So definitely check them out and have some individuality. You know what I'm saying? Take it easy. They are fast FC04 and they clear sport brakes. Okay, cool. You're good. So just go with a nice, good, meaty tire and you're good to go. My Q50 3.7 is tuned on E85 in full bolt-ons and made 330 on up rev tone. But now since I'm a boost, should I use ECU Tech or stay with up rev? Well, from what I was told from people, when you're 3.7, up rev has it all day. Like up rev, it has like the best I would say the best amount of features for the 3.7. That's what I read. But once you go to VR30, then it's ECU Tech because UpRev has like no support. So I think you should still stay with UpRev. UpRev's treating you good, and that's it. Go boosted on the 85. Shout out to Eric Flores. He's the one with the white Q50 that's on E85. It's like 600 wheel. Woo! That's a fast car. Oh. Thank you, Ray. Do appreciate you very much. I appreciate you as a subscriber. I hope I'm helping you out through all your adventures. I hope I'm giving you the answers that you need. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Why didn't you get a Q60? Oh, someone had asked that earlier. I'm a sedan lover, and I had a 3.7 Q50, and I really like it. I really like the idea of just it the way it looks. Like it's just sleeper. Like you just look at it and say, hey, it's just a Q50. And then I got the VR30. When I went to the airstrip for Monster Fame, people were like, why is a guy with a Q50 here? But you know what's crazy about it is I got mad love at that event. People gave me so much love, and I appreciated it. Because one, all the other cars there were fast freaking cars. Supercharged Corvettes, the top V8 cars from the Camaro to the Mustang to the Scat Pack 6.4. And my little car held its own on its 3 modifications. If I had a tune out, it did way better. And people just kept coming to me like, you know what? You just sold me on Infinitis. I didn't know Infinitis could do this. I didn't know Infinitis could hang with these cars. Like if I wanted a daily driver, rather than drive my 700 horsepower Corvette, I'm gonna get a Q50 all-wheel drive and tune it or get a JB4. So yeah, I just like the sleeper look. The Q60 is a pretty gorgeous car, but I'm a sedan lover, and that's just really it. I'm just a sedan lover. I just like sedans. But the Q60 is definitely sexy. I would love to get, if it was up to me, I would love to get a white one or a silver one with red interior. Ooh. Why didn't they put red seats in the Q50? Why didn't they put red seats in the Q50? My Jesus. Infiniti is so stupid. I'm just mad right now. They should have done that. But anyway, let me get back on topic. All right, okay, exchanger, is it too bad? Is it too bad the VR30 engine is not really sold in Japan? I think we would have more aftermarket support. Yes, you would have. Yes. If they would have I'm very curious why they only brought the VR30 in the United States, and I've never found out that answer. I've never found out that answer. Usually overseas they'll get everything. But I assume it's because of the eco laws over there when it comes to emissions. And the VR30 is just too much of a big displacement motor with turbos that the emissions will be too much. That's why they still have the hybrid and the smaller 2.0T motors. Correct me if I'm wrong. All right. For some reason, the Q60 felt smaller. The G37 Coupe couldn't pull that trigger. I mean, they felt the same to me when I got my friend's Q60. Not competitive enough when it comes to fuel efficiency and emissions in the Japanese market. Oh yeah, there you go right there. Big ups, bro, from Miami. What's going on, brother? I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you commenting, man. I appreciate you so much. It's how you and New York guys gotta work on your cars on the side of the road. How has New York treated your parked car? Oh, bro, I had put up a video of my car getting hit twice, like in the same month. Like, yo, all my cars either get hit parked, either people back into it, they sideswipe it. This my black car got sideswiped like crazy. Oh my god, like everything happens because people don't pay attention to where they drive. It's freaking terrible. But you know, I'm saving up for a house, so hopefully I can have a little driveway to have some kind of peace. But you know, out of nowhere, meteors is gonna hit and take out my Q50. But anyways, if you go to Nissan, you'll find that they'll sell the hybrid and treat it as a top of the line sport model. Yes, that's from what I read. You're right. The hybrid is like the top of the line because you get the most performance, one, and two, you get the best amount of gas. So yeah, you can't beat that. It's top of the line. I'm about to drop my Q50 on BC coilovers. Do I need anything else? Yes. I would recommend. This is my opinion. This is my opinion. Some people always ask, should you get camber arms? Right now, because you're going to be on coilovers, I realize from having two Q50s, when you lower it, the camber in the front is going to be a bit more aggressive than the back. So I would recommend getting front camber arms, and don't really cheap out on them. Just get I think the SBC camber arms or the Kinetics or AMS, I believe, have camber arms. And the camber arms that you get, guess what? They're interchangeable with the G37 and 370Z. So yes, the front camber arms for the Q50 are the same camber arms for the G37 and 370Z. Pretty dope, isn't that, right? Infiniti keeping everything in the same interchangeable, right? But those are the brands I would recommend. I'm about to drive. Okay, I tried to do a burnout after I got tuned, and within 4 seconds of doing a burnout, my all drive. Yeah, that happens. And watch the deployment. Yeah, you're right. Majority of people who got tuned on ECU Tech or just pretty much tuned, you'll heat up the all-wheel drive, whatever warning light. You'll get that all the time if you try to do burnouts, because you'll just do it. Wait, did you do the switch method? Like, did you unplug the switch in the back? Because if you unplug the switch in the back, it's gonna come up no matter what. But if you're like plugged in and your car's all-wheel drive and the traction control is on, yeah, you'll get that light because it'll just start overheating. So definitely, you gotta be careful with that. Nothing bad's gonna happen. You can turn the car off or just wait, drive a little bit, and it'll cool off, and the light will go away. Nothing bad's gonna happen, at least from what people have told me. Just don't keep beating on the car. It pretty much goes into limp mode. Oh, shout out to everybody. Shout out, I made it to 30 viewers. I appreciate all you guys. Anybody who signed in right now, if anybody that's new, you could comment on the comment thread. If you're new, I want to shout you out. I'm boostinmotion. I'm pretty much boostinmotion. I'm the JB4 advocate for the Q50 Q60 community, but also talk about the VQ motors and Infiniti and Nissan related information. I just like talking to you guys, and I put DIYs up on how to install certain parts of the car. And from what I've learned or from what I've read, I just share with you guys because sometimes, you know, it's kind of hard to find some of this information. So I wanted to compile a channel to like put it all in one, or at least majority of it in one place, so you guys can know. Because, you know, when I first started modding my car when I was like 17, 18, you know, I went for AutoZone intakes and all that nonsense. So I made mistakes. So through the years, I finally understand on what to buy, what to get. And sometimes people need like a checklist of like what to stay away from, what to waste. Because if you're spending $600 on something, like someone had asked, should they get a drive shaft? You know, drive shaft is like $900. Would you have a huge increase in speed? And I'm just like, not really. I've seen people data log and it's not really that makes that car much faster. It really doesn't. I would rather you guys spend your money on something that gives you results. Something that you put your money into and gives you results right then and there. That's just my honest opinion. All right, we'll see what's going on. Anyway, I can remove the clock on the screen of my radio. That's why I hate that clock. Yeah, I mean, I believe you can go through the settings because I've always had the GPS, but I believe you could go through the setting or and change it to something else, like to the radio or something like that. But correct me if I'm wrong. If any of you guys have the clock on your Q50, you know what I'm talking about, on the top dash, comment below and let him know if he could take that clock off, because some people hate the clock. Or you can just turn off the screen, press the menu button, hold it, and then it turns off the whole both two screens. You can do that too if you're tired of looking at it, honestly. But if anybody knows how to get rid of that clock, comment on the comment section. Let him know, because I don't know how to do it. I wish I knew how to do it. I just have the Navi up, which you know what? I think this car is a waste of Navi. Even if you had Navi, bro, you'll still hate it because it's a way you don't use it. The infotainment you don't use on this car. It's just there just to be there. Like if I'm in the middle of nowhere, I literally just use my phone for Google Maps or Waze. Because the middle section is for nothing. I just connect my Bluetooth and call it a day. But you know, that's my opinion. Do a DIY for power shifters? Well, if you have the 2014 to 2015, I think even the 2016 model, it's easy for you to do the paddle shifters because most of them are already pre-wired, and you can follow the same DIYs for the G37. They're very similar to actually change it. But this video is out on the market. Shout out to One Fine Trek. Check out his YouTube channel. He has a 3.7 Q50, so he'll have a lot more information on the 3.7 because he's gonna put a lot of that content up. So go check him out. Go drop him a line. He'll subscribe. He does all those installations. He did an installation for the paddle shifters on 3.7. So go check him out and subscribe. All right. And he's about to hit 1,000 subscribers. Listen, I'm not one of those YouTubers that are just like a-hole. Like I want to be able to share in the wealth and understand that everybody can eat, everybody could do good, everybody could share. Like I'm not one of these top YouTubers. Shout out to even that dude in blue. He just hit 1 million subscribers. Like I followed that dude in blue since he had 20,000, and then the next day he had 1 million. I'm like, what the hell? But you know what? Stay humble. You never know where anyone's going, and just check out his channel. All right. Have you done a collabo with Midwest before? Yeah, me and Midwest, we hung out before. We made a video before, but he's just doing his thing right now. He's going through some stuff, some family stuff. So I don't think he's gonna be doing this for a while. I may not do it anymore, but shout out to him. He's just going through some stuff with his family, and it's not easy for him. So he might not be able to really be involved in the community for a while. So I might have to hold it down for a while. Hopefully he comes back, but much love to that dude, and respect him very much. Appreciate all the info. Okay, just bought an Infiniti AMS intakes at the dealer. Do you like yours? Yes, J-Dog, definitely. I love my AMS intakes. Definitely do. I think they're great. And if you want to get the turbo sound, take off the top air shroud. There's little clips that's by the top. Take the clips off, and you can actually rock the air intakes. They're still in the box, the air box, but you can rock it that way, and it just sounds so good. You can do it, or you can rock it that way. Yep, I just bought my Q50, saw your channel, and been locked on your channel since then. Thank you so much, Roland. Appreciate you very much. I hope I'm helping you out with any information that you have for your Q50. Check out some of my older videos. Hopefully I come across something that you want to do. A lot of people have been actually asking me to do more of videos on just cleaning the car, like waxing, cleaning the wheels, like just seeing what products I use. So if any of you guys think that's something I should do, send a comment. Said press 1, 2, clap, any emoji or something. Thing if I should do that, because people have been asking me, like, just do like a comparison of like wheel products for the wheels, wheel clean products, and other waxes for like the different paints. Someone even told me to do ceramic coating. I was like, boy, I don't know, I don't want to go that far. But I'll definitely look into that, and hopefully definitely show that in the next future videos. I'll just do a comparison, because some of these wheel cleaners do suck over the counter at AutoZone, Advanced Auto Parts. I've definitely tried some of them, and they suck. Like, they don't get, like, you spray it and then you let it like watch, you put the hose on it and the dust is still there. You're like, what? Why did I spend $15 on this bottle? But you know, I'll see if I'll make a video on that later. And I have some people commenting, so I'll try my best to do that for you guys. I could do that in the evening, so definitely give you guys some content. Okay, I want to ask a little bit more questions. Yes, I just okay. Question: E30 map. You're supposed to mix with certain percentage of 93, and is this safe on stock fuel pump? All right, NYC. Okay. The only reason why I'm gonna sit there and say you can do this is because Burger Tuning, they took their car out, and they usually mix 5 gallons of E85 with 91 octane, because in California they don't have high enough octane. So this boosts up the octane so that the car will be running more healthier. It will have less pre-detonation because it has a high octane. Okay. I've been doing E30 for quite a while now. Not often as much as I used to, because in New York they don't have a lot of E85 stations, so I'm mostly on 93. Now your question is it safe for the stock fuel pump? From what I've read, and you probably come across in the Q50 Q60 community, is the stock fuel pump is actually a little undersized. Yes, repeat, it's a little undersized for the E30 mix. Reason being is, when you run, well, let's just say like this: on regular fuel, on regular 91, 87, 93 fuel, the stock fuel pump, the pressure is just a bit too low. So when you floor it, the stock fuel pump has to work a little bit hard to get the pressure up. It gets the pressure up, but it still has to push itself almost to max. And this is just what Infiniti did stock. Okay, guys. So unfortunately, there are upgrades that are out there to have a fuel pump that can be able to deliver the amount of pressure you need immediately when you floor it, so you don't have to have any fuel starvation. But that's what the high pressure fuel pump is there for. The high pressure fuel pump is still doing its job. It's just that the low pressure fuel pump is just having a hard time. And if there's ever any issues, which I haven't heard anybody who had any issues on the stock fuel pump yet, on 93 or E30, I believe I'll probably be one of the first people to know. So yes, rock it out. It's not like you're flooring your car around a racetrack for 24 hours. This is not Le Mans, okay, guys? This is not Le Mans, all right? So Burger Tuner has done it. It seemed like it's working really well. I've done it on my car, and a few other people done it, and even Tune Cars did it on E30, mix on an ECU Texas. So I guess it's holding up, and it's holding up pretty well. All right. Oh, I gotta catch up on these questions. Whew. All right. Okay, cool. I know the clock can be turned off. Yes. Okay, 30. Picked up a 2015 Q50 about a month ago and watched a few of your videos. Good stuff. Love the car so far. Looking forward to the future. Thank you so much, Ender. Appreciate you very much. I hope the channel is helping you out and all the information that you need. Thank you so much, brother. Appreciate you. All right. How much the SPC front camber arms usually go for? Mister, I actually don't know. You could, what we're doing the video right now. I mean, you can just check it out. I just know SPCs are a bit expensive. Also look into Kinetics, and I think AMS also makes their own camber arms for the Q50, G37, and 370Z front camber arms too. So just check those ones out. But I believe they're quite expensive, like maybe $300-400. But that's $300-400 that protects your tires from getting eaten up. Yes, you're gonna get alignment done after you go in your car, but you want to make sure that the camber is at least, rather than at least, okay, this is what happened in my car. When I loaded on coilovers, my front camber was at like 3.2. That's a little bit too aggressive, and it'll eat out the inner edge of the tires a lot quicker. Yes, you can get alignment, but that inner edge is going to eat out quicker, especially if you're daily driving. It's going to eat out. So I got the camber arms. I got some cheap ones, Godspeed ones. I mean, they're holding up, but I don't like their bushings. The bushings haven't dried all the way up, but I just don't like the bushings of them. But they're doing their job. But when I used it, it got my camber about to a -2. So -2 is a lot easier to work with, especially from factory. A lot of these cars, no matter the manufacturer, come out with like a -1 degree of camber or 1.5 from factory, like most manufacturers. That's crazy, right? So all in all, just check out those different camber arms. Damn, I gotta answer some more questions. What's the best map for the JB4? It all depends on the fuel, and it also depends on your climate and your car. That's what I can tell you, Ray. If you got a REDSPORT, most people, the best map is map 2, 93 fuel, And you even have some people who push map 5 on a REDSPORT with E30 mix, but they also do other supporting mods, like they upgrade the low pressure fuel pump and tank, and they get lower downpipes and do other supporting mods. So always recommend that. But majority of people do map 2 on REDSPORTs, and majority of people, well, that's on 93 fuel, and 91.2, excuse me, it's 91.2, and most people do map 7 on the 300 horsepower versions, or 91 or 93. You could get away with on 91, depends on the climate, but you should still put a little E5 in there. But people usually, that's the maps usually most people use. All right. Okay. Hey guys, coming from Texas. I just put the STILLEN full body kit on my Qs, or 21850, but I've been a member of your channel. Thank you so much, Warner. I do appreciate you. I wonder how that whole STILLEN full body kit look. I really wish they didn't make splitters. I wish they made lips. Like they only make splitters now. If anyone noticed that, splitters is usually something that sticks to the bottom of the bumper. Lip is something that where they actually mold it to the front bumper and it comes off. It's like a whole separate piece. I feel like they're getting away with giving us less, but that's just my opinion. All right, leave it now. Thanks. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. I hope I helped you and answered all your questions, man. God bless you. No matter whatever you guys believe in, I appreciate you very much. Let me continue. What's going on, John? I'm sorry I took so long. I appreciate you, John, so much. Check out John. He's, I believe aren't you the owner of the Infiniti.org site? Correct me if I'm wrong, but he's an Infiniti Q50.org site. Like he's like owns it. So definitely check out. Definitely, some of you guys are probably already on that website. There's a lot of useful information on there, and go check it out. Please go check it out. A question, Boost. I saw your video after Mods to Fame event, and you said that you were going to get a tune now. Do you think that is wise on a lease car? Well, Warner, I don't know if you was here since the start of the video. Reason why I'm doing it is, one, I want more performance. One. Two, I know it's a lease car and everything, but I may buy it later on in the line, and financially, I'm able to like buffer myself to protect myself if anything does happen. Where I could be like, you know what, let me just replace the turbos, or let me just upgrade the turbos. I put myself in that financial position to protect myself at the end of the day. And also, it's for you guys. To be honest, it's for you guys. Because my channel was built up on DIYs and slight modifications, but it's also part of the process of getting faster. So some people who come to my channel say, oh, what's this JB4 crack? Oh, yeah. Like, people do that. But I want to be able to be like, you know what? I also been tuned, and here's the positives of being tuned. And also, when I went to the airfield, my car was at its best. My car was at its best. I had the 30 mix. I had fuel wires. The JB4 was at its best settings I've ever had it. I've data logged the whole car. My car was at its best for all its performance mods. The heat exchanger was doing a great job. It's just the cars were faster. But if I was Midwest or these other E85 full bolt-on cars, I would have destroyed all 3 of those V8s. All of them. Freaking Stang Mod's car. It's fast. Love his car. But I would have gapped him. You know, but his car is 500 wheel horsepower with drag pack, E85 and full bolt-ons. All these cars I compete were fully modified V8s. And all I had was lower downpipes, AMS intakes, and a JB4. So I came with a daily driver, but it still held this little but it is what it is. But do I think it's rise with a lease? I don't think everyone should always get. I think you should always weigh your options. If you have a lease, just get a JB4. Plug it in, you get instant performance. If you don't like it, take it off, you sell it. Some people want the most performance. You get an ECU Tech tune, and set and forget it. But you know, it all is what it is. At the end of the day, it's always a highly debatable thing. I'm always gonna pick convenience. I like the fact that I can go online and click something and it comes to my house in 2 days, and I'll plug it into my car and I gain between 50 and 100 horsepower, rather than me send an email to a company and I'm still waiting. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna have to pay them, and I'm gonna have to buy a laptop and a Bluetooth dongle and all this other stuff that I have to plug it in, and I'm gonna have to upload all this. I'm gonna have to keep sending revisions so I get it right. And I'm gonna have to find somewhere to download the car, because I'm not gonna go to the performance shop to do it, because you know I'm gonna have to do it that way, whatever the case might be. So it's very inconvenient for me to get tuned, because the tuners over here or the shops over here, I just don't trust them. But even if I went to a shop, I don't see any results from these shops. Like, these shops are not really giving substantial results for their performance tuning on ECU Tech. So at the end of the day, yes, I might be putting myself in an inconvenient way of getting everything done, but it's for the challenge for you guys so you can see the progression of the car. Because it's nice to see what it's doing now, but there's always more. Oh, there's always more. Believe me, go to Stangmon's video. Oh man, they dragged the Q50, but there was some Infiniti heads like, yo, he did his thing though. You know, I got a little bit of respect and I got some exposure. Monster Fame channel, he didn't really put me up on really much of anything, but it is what it is. It is what it is. At the end of the day, I still went out, had a good time, hung out. I got to meet Boosted F-150. That truck is fast. Go check out his channel too. That pickup truck was walking, raced a supercharged Lamborghini. Oh, But anyway, I gotta get back. I gotta get back to the questions. I'm sorry. I was ranting there. Do you believe that EA? You know what, guys? I'm gonna leave in 5 minutes, so I'm gonna try my best to answer all these questions because I got a life too. Oh, it's 9 o'clock. All right. So, do you believe the 85 is bad for the engine in the long run? Some people think yes, and some people think no. I ran pure 85. I'm in Miami, so 85 is everything for me. Well, it depends if you let E85 sit in your tank. That's number one. If you let E85 sit in your tank, they will separate. So it'll be ethanol here, and the water would actually separate. And because they have different densities, the water will go to the bottom of the tank, and you can be sucking in water into your fuel lines. That's if you let it sit for an extended period of time. That's one. E85, in the sense of it, I've heard that it definitely destroys or hurts your oxygen sensors over a longevity amount of time. I don't know how much miles, but I've read that and seen it on other YouTubers' channels that use E85, and they say yes, it does definitely fouls up your oxygen sensors over time. That's what was told to me, and those are the only two drawbacks that I've been told. That's it. And also, shitty gas mileage. Sorry for cursing on video, but terrible gas mileage because you need almost double amount of E85 just to get the same amount of thermal expansion or combustion compared to 93. All right. Continue. Give me a shout out to give me a shout out to me, Carlos. Shout out Carlos. Shout out Carlos. Appreciate you very much. Thank you so much. Lowe's32. Does the heat exchanger fix the hesitation problem on the VR30? No, it doesn't. And not at all. Nope. It doesn't fix it. No. The heat exchanger doesn't do it. Honestly, the car is just going to get a bit hotter. It's going to get a bit more heat soak. And also, what can help you with the hesitation, go to JB4 website or go to JB4 website and look for their pedal commander. It plugs into the pedal, so you can have a bit more of a reactive pedal. So it's hard to explain, but it plugs into the pedal and it makes it a bit more reactive and a bit more it wants to go. Or you can go to pedalcommander.com and they have a bit more their expensive pedal commander, which I did a review in one of my older videos. And yeah, it gives the car a bit more pedal feel. So, but the heat exchanger won't fix that. All right. Does it depend on how low you dump? Does it depend on how low you dump it? What do you think about muffler delete on? No, I don't care for muffler deletes, guys. I'm not a muffler guy. Like, I'm not a muffler guy, guys. Like the only muffler I like on the 3.7 and the 3.0T, that's an AXLEBACK. Honestly, you guys, is the Rev 9 one. It kind of has like a GTR style where it has the two canisters and it comes out. I like the Rev 9 style. But the regular muffler deletes, man, I'm not a muffler guy, so I can't give my recommendations. Oh, okay, who's going? No, member. I thought you, John. I thought you was the owner of it. I swear I thought you was the owner of it. I do apologize, but it is what it is. Thanks for answering my questions. Thank you, Warren. I jumped into your live chat. Thank you so much, Warren. Appreciate you very much. My race pads and SS brake lines are going in tomorrow. Nice race pads. Wait, what kind of race pads before you go? What kind? Because there's some race pads that are too aggressive for the rotors. And SS brake lines. I've been told you don't need your SS brake lines. I've been told. When are we going to review the Q60 REDSPORT winner? Yes, I will have to do it, and I have to somehow race another REDSPORT Q60 with the same modifications. Gonna have to get that done. All right. Question: have you heard any company making a single upgrade turbo kit for our cars? For the VR30, no. For the 3.7, yes. Check out Soho Motorsports. All right, you getting a drive shaft from AMS? No, I'm not. I wanted to, but it's an expensive piece, and it's not going to really give me that much more acceleration. At least from what I've seen in other people's dragy data logs. What about differential? No, I'm not going to get differential because I have an all-wheel drive, and all-wheel drives don't need a differential because our ABS system pretty much tricks and makes it seem like our car has all-wheel drive. If you have rear-wheel drive, I would definitely recommend you guys getting a rear differential to your cars. You just need it. Z1 AMS both have one. AMS is cheaper, but the Z1 lets you get a chance of final drive, which is pretty dope. I'm considering the AMS R600 turbos, retune, Easter Tech. Oh my god, yeah. Everything AMS. You're right. You're right. AMS is doing their thing, man. What type of intake are you using? I'm using AMS intakes. AMS Infiniti intakes. So you go right to Infiniti, you go purchase the intakes, install it, and they're not gonna get you mad that you came in with intakes. So I recommend getting AMS Infiniti intakes because you put it in and you don't have to take it out. That's it. You pay the extra money to have you cry once, you don't have to cry again, pretty much. Just put it in, you don't have to worry about it. Senior DIY on Burger Heat Exchanger, went out and got one, installed it with no problem, bro. Thanks for making the video. I'm glad that helped you out, J-Dog. Appreciate that it really did. I hope you didn't run it like how I ran it. You could have just replaced the OEM. I just did all that extra nonsense because I'm just me. But just take out the old one, put the new one in. That's it. So much. It's really easy to install. It's cool, bro. Of course, you're welcome, man. You're welcome, bro. Welcome. All right, and whoa, what is this you're talking about? Sorry for being lost, but I have a 2014 Q50. How can you get 50? Whoa, you're not gonna get 50 to 100 horsepower on a 3.7, bro. On just bolt-ons. You're gonna have to get a supercharger. I'm sorry. There's no intake, headers, test pipes, exhaust. All that's gonna get you 100 horsepower. Majority of the time, my recommendation is always gonna stand. Get test pipes for high flow gas. Get a CATBACK exhaust. Get an intake, and get a tune from Upright. That's it. You're gonna range between 310 to about 330 to the wheels. So that's give or take 350, 360 to 380 to the crank. All right, that's honestly it. That's the book, but that's still a gain because majority of 3.7 dyno at like 270. So that is like a 50 horsepower difference. It's just not gonna be. The car's gonna be faster, but it's not gonna be like REDSPORT fast. All right. Okay, that's what you got, Carbon Tech. Okay, I've heard of those ones, but I'm not too familiar. I think they're more like a ceramic pad, so you should be good. I have the Z1 LSD in my whole drive. I can feel the difference, especially in the track. I mean, yeah, you probably would definitely feel the difference. Like John, I definitely know you would feel the difference. It's just that, it's an expensive piece. Like someone said at the top of the tier, they said, yo, you're cheap. And I said, you know what? I am cheap because I'm the average everyday person. For the people that are watching, majority of us are regular people. We got a car lease or we got it pre-owned. And we want to do small modifications because, we have to still get houses and kids and all this stuff. Like we want to still purchase small stuff for the car. So at the end of the day, I modify my car like a regular person. I'm not going to go out and get the expensive parts and just throw it. But yes, the differential is pretty dope, and I'm glad it's doing a great job with your car. But some other people, that's an expensive piece. You know what I'm saying? What's some of the first performance upgrades should I start out with my Project 07G35 sedan? I just said it. Same thing. Well, first thing, 07G35. This is like one of my last questions, but 07G35 sedan, maintenance, because the car is over 10 years old. So I believe you have the 5-speed transmission. So your transmission is actually serviceable. So drain and fill that transmission with new fluid. You're gonna need that. So that transmission is serviceable. I remember that transmission being serviceable. Second, change out the rear diff, front diff fluid, and the regular oil, and just any other maintenance that you need to get done. After that, do test pipes or low down pipes. Don't do MEGEN test pipes. Just do brick test pipes with the CATBACK exhaust that you like. There are a few intakes on the market. Just check them out, but make sure you get the intakes that come to the front of the radiator, that's behind the bumper, not the ones that are in the engine bay. Stay away from those. And like I keep saying, get an up rev tune, and that's it. 330, 310 to 330 to the wheels. That's pretty quick. Most of those cars down at like 270, 260. So it'll be a big increase in power for about, I'll say about 2Gs, 3Gs invested. But it won't be REDSPORT fast, like I keep saying. And what are some of the first? Okay, and last one. I replaced my OEM. Have an oil cooler though with no brackets to mount. Okay, make it work. Okay, cool. Made it work though. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, you do have the oil cooler. Yeah, REDSPORTs have the oil cooler. So usually they give you a bracket. Oh, it came with no brackets. Burger Tuna be messing up. They be messing it up. But it's supposed to come with a bracket. But I'm glad you make it work. But that's good. As long as it's getting done, and hopefully you drive the car and keep checking the reservoir. All right. So as of right now, okay. Where do we send pictures for your follower appreciation pics? Oh, I usually just well, what I do, okay, so this is the last amount of it. If anybody's following me right now, I have Boost Emotion on Instagram and Boost Emotion on Facebook. Every Saturday I try to put up a subscriber or follower appreciation post, where pretty much I take your photo of your car and I post it on my page. And of course, I tag you and people like your photo and I tell them to go follow you. So I do it every Saturday with some of my followers. All you got to do is pretty much you put pictures of your cars on your IG. Excuse me. Just tag me, tag Boost Emotion, and I usually go to see who tagged me, and I'll just take their picture and I'll repost it on Saturdays. Or also on top of that, I use like a little liker thing to see how much people like my photos. So I try to go down that line too, see how much people actually like my photos, and then I'll repost their photos. So like Mark Mod Bargains or whatever the case would be. Like he's one of my top likers, so he got to be part of appreciation posts and a few others. But I like to throw it around every now and then. But definitely, guys. So otherwise than that, we made it to this part of why are you so damn. Yes, back to Pexels. Yes, I am so damn cheap. Yes, I gotta end it off on Pexels. Yes, I am damn cheap. Like you said, I am so cheap, man. I gotta save my pennies. Everybody can't afford all the nice shiny parts. But otherwise than that, guys, I'm gonna go. Definitely, if you guys want to, you can add me. If you have Facebook, you can add me at Boost Emotion on Facebook. You got me at Boost Emotion on Instagram. And I'm gonna try to get like something else going on. You guys can contact me because YouTube is a little funny with the comments. But otherwise than that, if you guys have any other information, definitely send those DMs in those social medias. If not, try to comment on some of the videos. Otherwise than that, guys, I just had a great time with you guys. I even know I was talking for 2 hours. It felt like 30 minutes to me. And I hope I helped you guys on this adventure that you're gonna do. I'm gonna try my best to do lives more often. People have been begging me, but I have a regular life like you guys, and sometimes you're a little bit busy doing what you're doing with life. But I want to ask any more questions. My bad. No. And I'm about to go. I don't have Facebook. I PM'd you the contact info. Go to my forum. Okay, I keep forgetting I have the forum, John. Sorry, John. I keep forgetting. I'm gonna do that right now. So everybody, I appreciate you guys. No matter wherever you are right now in the world, thank you so much for subscribing to Boost Emotion. This channel has grown a lot in the last 2-3 weeks, from 5,000 almost 7,000. Some of those people are probably gonna leave because they're not really Infiniti enthusiasts. They just saw the new videos I put up. But otherwise than that, I appreciate the following I have, the small following I had, and I hope you guys have a good morning, good afternoon, and good night. You guys have a great morning, afternoon, good night, whatever, wherever you're at. Appreciate you. Thank you, guys.